Well, hello there.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us on this lovely day.
Yeah.
On Saturday, it is. Actually,
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's the day that we sit.
It's the day that sat.
ends with Y. Why are we here?
Oh, man.
Well, there's a big giant Lego Millennium Falcon. That's most of the reason why we're here.
Right.
What?
That's what we got to do.
What?
But you may or may not know this is Stay on Target. If you didn't see that in the description, well, there you go.
There you
we
go.
just told you.
Also, it's at the bottom of the screen.
At the
For
bottom.
all the audio listeners.
For all the audio
Or the
listeners.
visual
all the
listeners.
visual listeners, that's what we call them.
Well, what we say is actually this is a podcast.
Yeah.
So we're just here talking, but thanks for joining
Yeah.
us.
Thank you for joining us.
If you're watching us live, we appreciate you staring at us.
Howdy,
Yes.
partner.
But if you have any questions and you're watching live or listening live, you can just chime on in on
Yeah.
the YouTubes and the Facebooks.
chime
Anywhere in the world.
anywhere.
Yes, do it.
We've had people
Do it.
from all over the country, all over the world,
All
as
over
a
the
matter of
world.
fact. And we appreciate you joining
All
us.
over other worlds, because we're technically on Hoth.
Yeah.
So they're from
The other worlds.
this weird place we've never heard of called Yarth.
ER.
Yarth.
Pretty sure
Yarth.
that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
That is how it's pronounced when you're...
You know what movie that's from?
ERth.
You get a imaginary dark side balloon.
Balloon. Woo. It's not filled with helium.
It's filled with
Dark side energy. It's just empty on the inside.
you pop it and you just breathe in the vapors. You just want to destroy something.
Yeah.
But it only lasts for that breath. Oh. I don't know. It came over me.
That was weird.
Well,
okay.
there you go. If you know what movie that's
Yeah.
from, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
That's what you get.
But we're going to talk about mostly Star Wars things.
Yeah.
Because it's
So
a show
all
about
things.
all things, mostly Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
We occasionally divert.
Occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally,
Nearly every
occasionally we talk
episode,
about Legos.
we divert.
Occasionally we drink coffee from Star Wars flavored mugs.
Flavored
Mine's
mugs.
kind of Christmassy, but whatever.
Hey, it's good though, but it's
It's
still
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars, and
Mine's-
it's legit.
Water.
Hey, we have that on
I ain't
Hoth
got
too.
no mug.
Ain't got no mug.
He was mugged on his way
He
here.
was mugged on the way here. Hey, but this is part 6 of a gigantic, magnanimous Lego build.
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous. Such
And if you can't tell, this is, well, part 6, so it's taken us 5 parts to
Yeah.
get to this. 5 parsecs? 5 parts?
Parsecs.
5 parsecs is
parsecs
time?
is distance.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I thought.
a distance measured
Parseconds?
with time. Time over distance
No.
equals a parsec.
Stop. You stop it.
12 to be precise.
Totally, it has taken us 5 parts to do this.
Yeah.
And we're going to do number 6 today.
is
So
number
thanks for
6.
joining us. Again, this is like watching paint dry if you
Yeah.
don't like Legos. But hopefully you do. And if you're listening to this, you're like, what's all that sound? Click, click, click. That's the sound of Legos
the
clicking
sound
together.
That's the sound of
We-
a tool chest
The Legos
falling
my
down
God,
the
the
stairs. Ain't that
Never.
You guys had enough?
He just quoted that
Never!
Oh,
was
it's
a good
brilliant. So we're going to jump
They don't-
right in.
The
and,
Legos don't actually make sounds. We audio add them in later.
Yeah, we do. You hear this?
Yeah, once the podcast show actually gets live, you guys will have these special little
Yeah.
bits that
Yeah.
they'll have.
Bits.
Lego bits.
So if you watch this
They
with
got
us
the Lego
live, you're
bits.
going to have to listen to the audio version because you're going to get a whole new
Oh, man.
experience.
A whole
Really?
new
A whole new-
experience.
Clack, clack, clack,
Copyright
clack,
strike.
clack, clack, clack.
Just the whole thing's just Legos in a bag.
All right, yeah.
So let's jump in and build this. But
All right, we're on.
before we do, as we start building, we're going to show you how we got to where we are.
Yeah.
How we got
Where
to
are
where
we?
we are. I don't know if that's good English.
How
or-
we got to where we are.
It works for me.
Where we are is right here.
Is that bad English?
And right here is where we
All
are.
right, check out this video of how we got to where we are.
Roll tape.
Roll the beautiful bean
Roll
footage.
credits.
Let us continue.
Yes.
Continue.
Let us.
We hope you enjoyed that. I don't know if they can hear me.
All right.
Yeah. They should
Coming
be
in
able
a
to hear me.
variable Dustin.
Oh man. Wow.
Yeah, that was fun to do, and so
Yeah.
far that's 5 parts into this. We don't know
20
question
part?
mark part
Was
series.
it 20? We
I think we
were
figured
thinking 20.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
well, eventually we'll pull like an all nighter, and we'll just finish it.
Yeah.
We'll do a live stream, a
live stream.
24-hour live stream.
24-hour live stream. They're like, these guys gotta
In
get
the
a
speed
life.
of what we were just building.
Yeah. Right. Supersonic.
No, that
Just
was
throwing Legos everywhere.
no. We actually slow down these videos.
Right,
We
yeah.
that's actually the right speed that we go in.
Yeah. We're already done.
Because we're
right
actually
now.
we're all Force users.
Yeah, we are.
You know, like episode
Allison
1.
jumped in on YouTube and said, "Hey, just joining in. Love the time lapse. Thanks,
Yeah.
Allison.
It's
Thanks,
a good one.
Allison. Thanks
It's
for
fun.
joining.
We like
Yeah.
to do that. We actually thought a little bit ahead for this video. We prepared a
We
little
do every
something,
week.
something. So maybe we'll show that again at the end, and then we'll
Right.
show the where we are.
Wait, we are.
the way we are.
So
you know what?
here and
You know
here
how I
is
can
where we
tell?
are.
Because it's the way it is.
Because it's the way it is. This is the way.
This is the way.
the way.
I think that video was like 4 minutes long. Not even. It
Yeah.
was like 3.5.
Something like that.
But real time video
It's
clips
hours.
was 5 parts.
Probably
So,
about
and
5
Average
hours.
an hour and a half a piece.
7 hours?
None of them were shorter than an hour and a half. Some of them were 2 hours.
Okay.
So that was about.
So
it's
7,
about
8
10.
hours. If it was 2 hours a piece, it'd be 10 hours. Probably between 7 and 10 hours is
Wow.
real time that we boil down to 3 minutes.
Right.
So that's how we do it here.
This is
how
our
we
life
do.
now.
This is our
we
life
just,
now.
We just do
We're
it.
gonna get this
Yeah.
done.
But if
Okay.
you think
All
about
for you.
that, 7
us.
hours of
Yeah. But for
broken
you
up
mostly.
time, if you were sat down and just powered
Powered
through,
through,
you probably
yeah.
could finish. I don't know, maybe.
Right.
If we actually were all doing something to help,
Don't
kind
ever
of one of
make
those
that noise
things.
again.
You guys made some pretty good progress last week,
Yeah, we did.
right? I mean,
I
you're
think
getting
so.
into bigger pieces, so I remember you had
Yeah.
to pick up the whole thing, and
Yeah. Yeah, we got like a tunnel, or not a tunnel, but a
Tunnel of
passageway,
love.
and an actual sticky stuff. The room there.
yeah, the room.
The room.
room?
room.
Zima.
Azima.
Oh, a room.
So we're
That's what I've
on
been saying, you
instruction number 4. But before we jump in, we got a question of the day for you here. Question of
Yeah.
the day is what's the question of the day?
The question of the day
Dusty boy.
is
Well, no, that's go ahead.
idiot.
Well, Nick had something that he was watching a video. The number one on this
Oh.
particular video, Lego build set,
Yeah.
Lego Star Wars
Yeah,
set.
it was top 10 Lego sets that you can buy. This was number 1.
this was number 1.
Yeah.
So we're building
The
the
number
one Lego
Oh, yeah.
set
Yeah.
in the
Of
world.
course we are.
We're,
In
we
the
here at
world.
Stay are on the bleeding edge.
Yeah.
of-
Bleeding edge.
Not the cutting edge, the bleeding edge. We've already been cut.
We're bleeding.
That's how far ahead we are.
Yeah.
We're after the cut.
That's it.
Yes.
Wow.
Man.
No, we're
Oh,
internal
right.
bleeding edge. Oh, they got to cut us open.
Oh, this,
This has gotten
we need.
horrible.
Oh man.
we need somebody to save
If it was a
us.
lightsaber, it'd cauterize the wound.
Cauterize
There wouldn't be
it.
any bleeding.
There's no such thing as blood in Star Wars.
Cauterized.
That's why it's PG-13.
Yep.
It helps.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Except
There's
the first
some.
episode was, or episode 4 was kind of bloody.
Yeah. It
But-
was.
Oh
with,
yeah,
um,
with
what's his name?
Greedo. No.
Not
Actually,
Greedo,
the guy that gets his arm.
In the cantina.
Cantina.
But that was because he was made of jelly.
Yeah, he kind of was. It wasn't blood. It was
he was
jelly.
a gingerbread
Jelly.
man.
So yeah, it was fun
Yeah.
stuff. So we're gonna jump in.
Yeah,
All right,
let us
yeah,
know
let's
if you're
do that.
out there too. We'd like to hear from you in the comments. We want to keep this conversation going. There's a lot of Star Wars news that
Yeah,
did
we're
drop this week. One big thing in particular that we've kind of been, we kind of thought was going on from the beginning. And I
some
heard
news.
rumors.
Yeah, an interview
and
from
it's
one
not
of
a
the
surprise at all.
Yeah.
one of the cast
when
members.
you think about it, it's really not a surprise. But
When
before
you
that,
think about it.
I'll say that the question of the week we'll say is, what is your favorite character from the Disney trilogy?
Oh gosh.
That's a good question.
I know. I'm just
The
saying.
gonk droid.
So when you say what's your favorite character, does that mean they couldn't have been around in any of the previous iterations?
Not necessarily. I just
Or-
say that are in the Disney trilogy. I refuse to call it the sequel trilogy. I will
the
call
Disney
it the Disney
trilogy.
Disney Overlord trilogy.
The
Overlord
Kathleen
trilogy.
Kennedy trilogy is what I
I'm
should
sure a lot
say.
of you out there listening and watching saw some of the news. Maybe not this week in Star Wars world. One piece of news that was a little disappointing is that there was no Mandalorian trailer.
Yeah, what the
I
heck,
know
man?
that is.
I googled.
I read something about that, but I'll save it for later.
We're saving a lot of things for
Save it
later.
for later.
I hope we don't forget.
Oh, shave
We
it
are-
for
we
later.
already-
Let us know in the comments though who your favorite Disney trilogy character
Princess?
was.
Oh.
character. So if you, whoever, it could be any of them.
Yeah, there you go.
No judgment.
So does that mean that Rey is a Disney princess because she's the lineage of the?
All right, that's the end of our
kingdom
show.
of the empire.
I guess
They will.
They will try and pull that off, but
You should not say such things if I were you.
I would not say such things if I were you.
What's that?
Yes.
That's the question. We got Brianna Brown here who says
Hey,
C-3PO is always my favorite. LOL.
Nice.
C-3PO is always my favorite.
That is a good one.
That's a particularly
I
good
thought-
one.
honestly,
hilarious in
Not 9.
yeah.
I think he was
Absolutely.
he
might
in
have
some ways
saved it,
he
yeah.
kind of I don't think nobody
might
really
have
saved
redeemed it
that
a
movie,
bit.
but he made it more palatable.
Yeah.
There was a few
Palatable.
characters in
Yeah.
that movie that made that movie at least palatable.
The gold dust that he
Bob-
sprinkled all over the movie.
Yeah.
Babu
There was a few
Frick.
scenes in that movie that I really enjoy.
Yeah,
But
because
overall, you're just like, what a disappointment.
All right.
Sorry.
but Threeps was really good. Oh, there's some
Han
good
and
characters
Leia.
right
Oh, we got the
Yeah.
hot
there.
and
Full screen on the
Leia!
GoPro.
OG.
Oh yeah,
There
there they are.
bleeding.
Hey guys, let's kiss.
Oh my god.
Well, at least it's Han and Leia.
This is crippling
Yeah,
depression.
not Luke and Leia. Ugh.
But
Oh,
3PO here.
Oh,
He's my oldest friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Babu Freak.
Okay, well, hang
Babu
on.
Frick.
Let them answer in the comments, but I have thoughts.
His thoughts about that. So,
Yeah.
favorite character in the Disney Star Wars trilogy.
But we'll come back to that.
Wow.
We'll give the audience members a chance to answer.
So you
let us know
realize
in
we're
the
coming up
comments.
on 5 years
After post.
since Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Since
Isn't that
our
crazy?
first Star Wars lightsaber thingy.
Yeah.
We were
Lightsaber
little
duel
babies
thing.
back then.
Well,
But
little
yeah,
babies.
with a lot fewer
Little
babies.
babes in the- yeah, a lot less babies.
But yeah, we 5 years ago. So maybe we'll have to do something on the anniversary. Anniversary.
Anniversary. Oh my goodness.
Maybe we will.
You know what movie that's from? We're sorry. No, I'm just
Yeah.
joking.
No, but I think we admitted that.
Such a good movie.
submitted that like October 1st, September 31st
Yeah.
at midnight.
Our
And,
first Star Wars fan.
we were
film.
like, how do we upload something to YouTube?
Yeah, and then I jacked up that one. Whenever we had the one scene that didn't render correctly.
and then it said media error
I wonder how much that cost us.
because
really.
I saved the After Effects folder file as a different name before I exported.
Oh,
it.
I thought it was something I did.
No,
Oh.
I don't think so.
Well, it definitely wasn't me because I didn't do it.
I'm like, okay, this
Well,
is
really,
it.
it
Let's
was
save it as
kind
the
of-
final.
It was kind of my fault because we added in the lightning. It was different lightning.
Oh, that's what it was.
And
But I
'cause
but then I
tweaked it
saved
right the
it.
last second.
And then I saved it as something different because we added that. I said final After Effects blah blah, and then it didn't find that file in the new one because I didn't link it before we
Yeah.
exported it
riveting stuff here.
because we
people.
had no
It's
time.
amazing what takes down a video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the files you got to get right, especially back
Yeah.
then. I feel like it's easier now, isn't it? In some ways. I mean,
I-
at least now you know
yeah.
you know what you're doing way more.
Well, I think
so.
it's more experience, yeah, but
And we have a little. We try to give ourselves more time now.
we try to.
We try.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Are they doing one this year?
I have not heard. I haven't really been
I
following
haven't heard
along
anything
in
either.
a while.
I think
honestly.
they probably postponed it, but maybe not.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
not.
We got another answer or comment on YouTube.
Oh yes, Allison said I actually liked Snoke, and wished his story went in a different direction. So much potential.
True. That is so true.
It's very
It's
true.
very true.
I know. It's like
It's true.
Oh.
All of it.
it still irritates me to this day. It still irritates me how the direction they went.
Yeah,
There was so much, but I mean, really,
there was so much potential in almost every
In
character
every
of this
aspect.
trilogy.
Yeah.
from the beginning. I mean, I would say even JJ screwed up in the beginning in the first movie. They had so much
Because-
potential, but at least it was leading off somewhere where you were like, "Oh, okay, there's so much potential. This is gonna be a grand, big adventure. You know, there's so many questions that have to be answered."
Yeah,
The problem was all the answers they gave you, nobody wanted.
Garbage.
I mean, I guess a few. It depends on how you like it. Subverting expectations can be done right, and it
Right.
can be good. And in some ways, I liked some of the direction, but overall, it would have been in a better place in a different kind of movie, in a different
Yeah.
trilogy, and somewhere else.
It's like they took the story and they were like, let's find the most interesting way to tell it and the least interesting. And let's take the least interesting option.
yeah,
Yeah,
of all. Yeah.
pretty much.
or what they
or
thought
they
was-
overthought it. Maybe they overthought
and I think
it.
that could have just been a huge part of it because
Yeah.
they just thought that people didn't want to see the same thing. And in some ways, yeah, you don't want to necessarily see the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But I think the four of us in this room though could come up with a better trilogy
Oh, we could.
for
Hands down.
the sequel trilogy than the people that wrote that movie and executed it.
Yeah.
Executed.
Execute Order 66.
What's orders?
69.
1 through 65?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
No.
Please
He's like
tell us. Let's just make up our own.
What was Order 1? That's
Actually-
what I wanna know.
Actually,
Creation of
I think
Anakin.
Star Wars.
Yeah, that's
I think
it.
Star Wars Explained went into
Yeah, it
like
did.
all
All
the
of
different
them?
orders. I don't know if he did
Okay.
all of them, but there's some canon ones that they actually did say were
Gotcha.
true. But yeah, that's a really good answer, Allison. I agree. I like Snoke, especially in Episode 8, whenever he showed like a lot of power and he seemed like he was just a lot more interesting. Because I thought they were setting him up for a lot more. There was a whole backstory I feel like that was there, and then we got none of it. It really was.
Yeah.
He turned out to be a throwaway character.
And
I mean, you could have.
it's like, why?
You honestly could have taken him out of Episode 7 and 8, and it wouldn't have mattered almost.
I mean,
agree.
he
In
had
some
a bigger-
ways.
Snoke?
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's true.
which sucks
Because he
because
didn't have anything to do with 9.
he was. I mean, when he shot the ground with lightning and it came up and hit, what's his name, Kylo, and went flying. I was like, dang, that guy's got some power, and he was
Yeah.
just whipping around like Ray, like there's nothing.
Right.
I'm like, dang, he has to
What
be.
What did you think though when he met his demise in 8? Were you already over it at that point?
I was like,
Now that was
that's how they get rid of him.
that was actually at that point. I think is whenever I got fairly disappointed in
At
the
that point,
even
you're like,
more disappointed in the movie.
Oh, because to that point,
Well, I think before that though, I was already disappointed because there was the whole Leia in space thing.
Yeah,
That's
Superman.
And then
Yeah.
there was also
Mary Poppins,
and
y'all.
there was also
I'm
the
Mary
whole
Poppins, y'all.
depressed, crotchety old Luke that wasn't going
Yeah.
to train or do anything. So I was already annoyed, and then once that happened, I was just like, okay, we've officially thrown out everything from Episode 7, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is the point
We
of this?
retconned everything.
Yeah, I don't know. That's whenever I start to get actually
Yeah.
pretty annoyed.
Yeah.
I wasn't annoyed.
Because they-
I was still trying. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to experience it and enjoy it. I had some high expectations going into it because they were saying it was gonna be like the best one out of all of them. You know, they were trying to
Yeah,
liken it to
right.
like Empire Strikes Back.
Well, yeah, if history
and all
taught
that
us anything, the second
stuff.
one was the best.
And
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Yeah,
I mean,
typically good.
the marketing was solid. They had some legit looking imagery. And
Yeah, and it looked fantastic.
liked
That's
the
something
look
that
of
we
it,
all can agree on. It was a
Yeah.
very well executed looking film, beautifully shot. You know,
Oh yeah,
Cinematography
yeah. The guy,
was on
cinematography, and yeah, he can make a pretty looking movie. That's for sure.
Pretty.
Pretty.
But yeah, anyway, we could
Always
talk that
pretty.
to death. We already have,
Right.
and more. If you ever watched any of our shows, we probably talked about it.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's
But yeah, it's stuff to talk about though. It's divisive. It's an interesting topic though. I enjoy talking about it.
I agree.
Different points, trying to see different points. But yeah, thanks for the answer.
Answer.
We're gonna have to answer here soon.
Thanks for the
Ready.
answer.
Y'all. We got another.
Favorite character.
Oh, we got another comment.
Okay, here
from
we go.
Brianna Brown. She says, "I want to give Kylo a shout out too, but mostly just because I love Adam Driver."
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. I will say he's probably the most interesting character of
Yeah,
the
Really?
the newest trilogy.
Yeah.
not after the first movie.
Yeah, the first movie,
He
I
was kind of
liked
annoying in
him,
the first movie, honestly.
and then he
but
took his helmet off. And
There
I
was
was
some
like,
question marks. You're
what
like,
is this?
Yeah, he was so cool.
They
until-
should have just left it on.
They
until,
should've
like,
left it
the
on.
end.
Yeah. And he's all scarred up.
But I
like
think they
Darth
wanted
Vader.
to really promote Adam Driver, though.
Yeah, but
and show,
is
like-
he really that great? Is
He's
he?
a good actor.
He's a good
He's a
actor.
good actor, and I thought he played what he was supposed to play very well.
Very well.
And then the
Yeah.
best part of him, though, really, everybody was like, he can't be redeemed. There's no way. Best part.
He was totally
He was the
redeemed.
best part of episode 9, at least
When he was.
redeemed.
Yeah.
I was like,
He
that
was.
is the most likable character I feel like we've had in this whole entire trilogy. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was like,
exactly.
I was with him. I was like, yeah, let's go on an adventure with him. I don't care
Right.
where we go. He's the next Luke. Let's forget everything else that happened and let's just go with him on some adventure.
Adventure.
Because he's already gone down the dark side. Now he's on the light side. That makes it
Right.
interesting. He's going to have to redeem himself,
Mhm.
but also there's going to have to be more good side force-using things that are going to come out. He's like the next Jedi that would be awesome, and you could root for.
And honestly, that would be a sweet trilogy to do. Him being a Jedi,
Yeah.
training younglings.
Yeah, that would have been cooler.
Probably,
That's
yeah.
what we should have gotten this one.
Yeah.
We should have got Luke was well established as a Jedi master, but there was like another prophecy or something like that. They could have gone down that route, and then Daisy Ridley was the other prophecy, but she was flawed. He had to help her, train her in the ways, and then she would have grown as a character, and we would have grown with her, and we would have enjoyed that
Oh yeah.
experience and going to fighting the big bad, maybe redeeming Kylo. They could have played it all the same. I mean, what they should have done is just the Thrawn trilogy, but
There you go. So we got
Tomato, tomato.
we got an answer here on
have
YouTube.
answers that need
Mandy Petkey said, "What about Jar Jar?" We're watching from Byron, Michigan.
yeah.
There you go. From some
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. So what about Jar Jar? Well, Jar Jar. Thanks for commenting.
Thanks for commenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad you're joining along with us. We're just having a lot of fun up here.
We're getting views.
Yeah, what about Jar Jar?
What about Jar Jar?
Jar Jar wasn't in the Disney trilogy.
Was he?
Was he?
You saw those containers in Palpatine's lair.
Oh,
no.
Ooh,
You went there.
bits.
Now, I still think Jar Jar should have been the ultimate Sith in the episode 1. I
agree.
still think he
Yeah.
should have been
100%.
Plagueis. They should have just made him Plagueis. So maybe he was. Maybe he was still pulling the strings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And the next trilogy is Jar
Yeah,
Jar's
totally.
epic return as Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, that would
He
have been.
played the fool and played them all,
I don't know. That would have been pretty.
and then
crazy.
comes back, and then Kylo comes
And then
back
he
to
stops
life, and they have to. He has
And he
to.
stops the way that he talked, kind of annoyingly, and he becomes just like
Yeah.
dark and evil.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh my
he
god.
gets rid of the whole thing. I mean, like
Then
totally.
it all
would've
makes
been so
sense.
good.
Well, yeah, put
And you're
the
like,
cloak on and everything. So
Thanks for watching, though, Mandy.
yeah, thanks for the comment. Jar
Yeah.
Jar's a
We
good
do
character.
I like Jar Jar. I know you guys didn't like Jar Jar, but as a kid,
garbage.
for me, I like Jar Jar. But I
Jar.
understand why he's annoying. I will say that. But for me, it
Yeah.
was fun.
You
but
like
he
him.
If they would have done the other route, he would have been the best. Everybody would have liked him.
and we
Right? I mean, you guys, you
Oh,
have to
yeah.
agree you would like
If he
him
was
if
the
he ended up
ultimate
being
yeah,
the
Sith,
ultimate
100%.
bad
Yeah,
That
that would have
would've
been
amazing.
fascinating.
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Like total plot twist.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Plot
crazy
twist.
plot twist. You're
Would've
like, why
been
did he
so
even do all
awesome.
those good things in the first movie? He was such an evil person.
But then it would make sense.
Yeah, a lot of it.
It'd
'cause
be
he's,
like,
he's right in the middle of
Yeah,
it.
Are you
'cause he
kidding me?
organized the whole thing.
And
Yeah.
it was him who basically gave all of the emergency powers
to the Supreme
to the
Chancellor.
Supreme Chancellor.
that's true,
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really,
Whoa.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
he
man.
fights Palpatine in the end instead of Yoda
Papa Pelps.
or something.
Well, no. I think
He
would have been really
evil. He
cool
would've teamed
too.
up.
Is like, well, I don't
They
know,
would have teamed up. Him and Yoda, or him and Palpatine.
Palpatine and Jar Jar teamed up
Darth
against
Sidious.
Yoda. That's the
Or
only way
Plagueis.
that Yoda was defeated.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you just see like a shadowy figure, and then at the end of episode 3, he just like they just show him laughing at the
Yeah.
end
Well,
or something like
here's
that.
the thing. We don't know that he wasn't in the Disney, just not on screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, because how long do Gungans live?
Actually, no.
Was there some
I think
story?
there was a book, and he was kind of like retired as like a court jester, and I think he
Oh.
was on Alderaan.
Oh wow.
I
Is that he's
think.
a court jester?
Kind of like like a
We
kids
might have to
performer
search
type
that.
thing.
Fact checker.
Yeah.
Oh, follow up to Jar Jar. So Mandy says, Dan says, stop being nice, LOL. Being nice
Uncle
about
Dan.
Jar Jar.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
okay. We'll try. I'll try it.
We're,
I still like Jar
We
Jar.
hate Jar Jar. No, I'm kidding.
I like Jar Jar as a kid. He is annoying now, but as a kid, I liked him. I
He
thought
is
was
doing
fun.
a good job of doing the new
That's
show,
cool.
the actor.
Yeah.
got the new,
Ahmed Best.
Ahmed Best has a
Ahmed
new
Best.
show. so-
He's really good in that.
Although he's not Jar Jar anymore.
No, he's not. He's an
a
actual Jedi, which I think suits him well because he knows the Star Wars universe so
Yes.
well. He created his own backstory and everything for that.
The-
Like he was so excited, he came up with most everything
Yeah.
for his character in the show.
Nice.
And he's also
Jedi
a
Temple
storyteller.
Yeah, what's his
Jedi
name?
Star Wars or Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge.
What's his name?
Temple
Challenge.
Challenge.
Yeah. Master Caloran Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's based off of an actual character, isn't he?
Well, he kind of created it himself. I'm not sure how much
I think he
backstory
based
there
it
is.
off of one.
I don't know if he did.
character.
No, I think he came up with that on his own.
Okay.
I think. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I've read, he has. We also got a comment from we got a comment
R2D2
from
comment.
Carla Hawkins saying R2D2 almost always saves the day in some way in every movie, so he gets my vote tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
I would agree.
Very
Good
true,
call.
Very true. The fact
All right,
checker
so
speaking
fact checkers.
to us.
Back to Jar
we're
Jar
getting
with
our
the fact
facts
checker.
checked.
Jakku.
Yep.
Oh, that's Naboo. And that's in Naboo, actually. Theed is in Naboo.
So he was still on Naboo.
So he's
is
on
it?
Naboo. So he could, then I guess it's
As long
more of
as-
a possibility.
But was Naboo destroyed on Kylo Ren's barrage in
I don't
episode
believe
7?
so, no, because that was the
Or Snoke's
Hosnian.
barrage.
That was the Hosnian system. That was not,
The Outer Rim.
I don't know what I think the Hosnian system was a new system that they basically created for the Disney trilogy.
Okay.
So,
So we don't recognize
Hosnian.
that.
yeah, so I don't, we don't
have to recognize.
we don't
that.
recognize
Good call,
as true.
Carla.
We do not recognize the Hosnian system.
Good
At
call,
this
Carlo.
time.
We like R2 because, yeah, he saves the day in just about every movie.
He does.
He didn't
really
have as
does.
much to do in 8. We were a little disappointed. But, hey, in the new trilogy, he had some good moments, too.
Yes.
I think-
Yes.
Who?
R2?
Who?
Sorry, I was reading another
Who are
comment.
we talking about?
Yeah, R2 didn't do that much in the sequel trilogy, but
No.
yeah, he had.
And then,
They kind of really wanted to give BB-8 the forefront as far as the droid goes, but
Yeah.
3PO I think was the standout in
Oh, for sure.
episode 9.
I think mine would be Babu Frick.
That's your favorite
Just
character?
hilarious.
Favorite
Because he was
character of
hilarious.
the whole.
the whole
Disney trilogy.
trilogy.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about
Yeah.
going the same way, honestly.
Because he's hilarious.
It was so funny.
Hey!
Yeah, and the whole somebody.
What
did
is going
something.
on?
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Well, yeah, I agree. Babu
Frick was
absolutely
just
hilarious.
He was just so funny in so many ways. Just like my oldest friend.
Oh, Babu Frick. He's my.
Hi, Babu Frick.
Hi, Babu Frick.
And then he shows
Babu
up in that
Frick, pleased to
cockpit
meet
later. He's like, hey!
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
gosh. It was just.
That was the
great.
funniest
It was
part of the whole. Oh, man. I'm so.
The whole movie.
Yes, thank you,
totally.
Carla. Thank you, Mandy.
Good comment.
Thank you, Uncle Dan.
We got a comment from, I think it says Secret
Squirrel
Squirrel Bricks.
Bricks.
Says, hi, everyone. Hi,
Squirrel.
Secret Squirrel Bricks.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Hello there.
It's kind of
Hello
a tongue
there.
twister, but
Secret
how
Squirrel
many
Bricks.
hours into the build are you? So we, at the beginning, we did a little super fast forward video that was about 3
Yeah.
minutes, but actually we figured out about between 7 and 10 hours so far.
Yeah,
into the
somewhere
build.
in there.
Yeah.
So this isn't all a one shot. This is part 6, but we've split up these live videos over several weeks.
Yes.
So total hours 7 to 10, probably 8 if I just took a wild guess.
Yeah, and and that was also opening. We're kind of doing an unboxing the first episode.
The first
And-
episode we didn't get very far.
Plus, only one of us is really building. The other
Yeah.
two are just commenting.
So it's basically Nick has been spending
Yeah.
while we
and,
talk
and Rando
around him.
Mando,
And Rando Mando.
Rando
built one.
which
Mando.
might make an appearance tonight.
Well,
We're not
you.
sure. He's a busy guy.
Well, you did a
Rando
little bit of
Mando.
building. I built like 3 instructions worth of building. Maybe a page I think I took care
Yeah,
of.
I did like a tiny
Other
bit.
than that, we've just been having a good time. So thanks for the comment, Secret Squirrel Bricks.
Yeah. Thanks
Secret
for joining us.
I am assuming you are a Lego fan based on the name. So
Yeah.
have you built any sweet Lego sets? Or
Yeah,
are
let
you
us
a Lego
know if you've built any sweet Lego
Yeah,
sets.
let us know if you're. Nick found out on the top 10 list of most
According to Watch Mojo.
Watch Mojo's highest honor
the
number 1
best Lego
can do
sets
it.
that you can buy.
best logo sets to buy. This
Yeah.
was
Number
numero
one.
What was
uno.
number 2? This was the first one. We're in the cutting edge.
I believe it was Harry Potter's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hogwarts.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was gonna say.
That must be a pretty big one.
It's big. It's really big.
Which one's the biggest? I wonder what the biggest
According
one.
to that list, I think it's this one.
This one's
I think
actually
it has
still
the most
biggest.
pieces.
Yeah, 7,000
yeah.
some pieces.
It's
Yeah.
bigger than the Hogwarts one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hogwarts, I think somewhere around 6,000 some pieces, but this one has 7,000.
You know,
So,
one of the
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
You know, one of the ones that I would
One
like
of the
to build.
ones.
Which one of the ones?
Which one?
If we do another ship, if we decide to do this
The
again.
A-Wing?
No, the Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest.
Which
Ooh,
is
that
the
would be from
Mandalorian.
Mando. Yeah,
I think that
Mando!
would be pretty cool.
Everything's
Mando!
but
Well, your
everything
dream
is
might
gonna-
come true one day. You never
Who
know.
knows? You never
Well,
know.
everything's going to seem
And they
like
just released the other
an
one.
easier version of this one, right? Everything's going to seem so much
Probably
easier.
because we're doing the
Unless we
top
do
one
like
now.
ultimate builds exclusively.
Ultimate builds
Yeah.
exclusive. Yeah. Well, there you
Wow.
go.
A
whole
Well,
new
this is
series.
Ultimate Collectors, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said
Which I'm bummed because they had a Snowspeeder one, but it's retired.
they
Yeah.
discontinued.
They
it.
always do that, and I'm like, "Duh." That's why I got this before it retired.
you can
I don't
still
think they're
get the
ever gonna retire this
X-wing.
one.
You can still get the ones that
Not
I
off
have,
of
right?
Lego. You buy them off of people who already have them.
They're not selling X-wing.
Nope.
They're not selling TIE Fighter.
You can't get those anymore.
Well, we got
That's
some good
crazy.
desirable ones here. Then
Yeah, we
got
do.
the ultimate
Woo.
number one, and
Woo!
we like bricks.
Hello.
We like bricks.
I love bricks.
That reminds me of we were talking about earlier, Home Alone. He's throwing the bricks down at him. It sounded like a hilarious gif. I won't say what it was exactly, but that whole scene is just hilarious.
It is. It's
That's the
fun.
best you can do.
Secret Squirrel Brick said. Secret Squirrel Brick said thanks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no
you're
problem.
Man,
welcome.
thanks for
Yeah.
the question, man.
Totally. Thank
Woman.
you for
Let us know if
Man,
you have any more questions.
chiming in. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a conversation that we want to have with you guys. We're just thankful that you're here.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. So
Honestly,
be sure to
I'm
chime in.
nerding out. I don't know about these guys.
And
What?
Legos are the
love
uniting factor.
I love
Yes.
Legos.
Yeah.
I've always
Oh,
loved
yeah.
Legos.
Oh,
Well, yeah, growing
Ooh,
up.
that's a good question. What was your very first Lego set as a child?
Did we ask that? I can't
don't think
remember.
so.
That's
I don't think it was the question of the day.
I don't
but
think
we,
it
I think
was.
we mentioned
good
it
question.
in
Yeah.
part number 3 at the 2-hour mark. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what.
the Dos Hour mark.
But we did.
Episode
we mentioned,
468,
Trace.
minute mark.
3.
we did mention
15.
how we liked all our Legos. I think we started off with something really basic like the first kit. I think was just the basic like
I think
go kart, like 4-wheel
Yeah.
car with like
Yeah.
the work truck. I think it
It was
or
something like
something.
that.
because you would have got it first, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
probably would have just played with it because I was pretty young.
Probably.
Yeah, because you stole everything.
But I mean,
Pretty
I
much.
built
I was
them.
a younger brother, man. I
Yeah,
took
we
what I
built the
could.
Millennium
I took
Falcon.
what I
but
could. When I could.
I don't think we ever got any Star Wars prop. I may have had a Star
We got
Wars
Star
proper
Wars.
X-wing. Or I know we built one. I built a Millennium Falcon on my own, but
Yeah.
that
I
I
don't-
could genuinely fly around. It was so sturdy, I could fly
You
it
did make that super
single-handedly
sturdy.
over there. I dropped it and it
That was like
held together.
that was like part of our goal whenever we built Legos.
You had
it
to
was
make
almost
it
like
so it couldn't fall
yeah,
apart.
you were like, how sturdy can we make this? I remember making things and then testing how sturdy we made them. Sometimes we
Yeah.
just drop them
Yeah,
to see if
exactly.
they'd hold up.
That
And
was
when
like
you
the
things
ultimate
would break
together.
off, and you were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm amazing."
I'm amazing.
I think we got another comment.
We're gonna get a lot of playing out of this.
right?
So here we go. On Secret Squirrel Bricks jumped in and said, "Hey, yes, I have a lot of Lego sets to include. This one, I'm currently into building Brickmania custom Lego military set.
Ooh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Which is it? Because I know what he's talking
Which
about.
is
I've seen-
Nick,
I've seen
Nick
them.
knows. Check
Nick
out
knows,
check out my
yes.
channel. He said we'll have to check out his channel.
Yeah, we'll have
I
to check
will.
out your channel.
Yeah, we will check out your channel.
Yeah, because they have
Squirrel
like
bricks.
they have like tanks.
Do
and
they?
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh
It's
wow.
sweet.
Ooh, interesting.
I always want to get one, but they're like, I think it was like $50 for one of them,
For
Mm.
a tank.
and I'm like, maybe.
So instead,
that
you
was
just bought the
the,
most expensive.
Yes,
one that you said.
exactly. I quadrupled down.
But it is Star Wars, and we love Star Wars here,
Oh, yeah,
so
we
it
do.
makes sense. But
I
that
love
tank,
tanks,
that,
though.
I know that would be cool. I mean, who knows? We could keep building.
We could build a lot
We
of
get what the
stuff.
people want.
Yeah.
If you guys like,
Are you not entertained?
entertained?
Give them
Oh,
what they
man.
want, sponge.
The best time to
Lettuce. Tomatoes.
SpongeBob references.
What
I seem to like it
Oh,
when I
the-
put this patty on the grill.
Yeah, I love his inner dialogue whenever he's
Yeah.
doing that too. Oh man, so good.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for the comment.
Thanks for
Yeah,
the
we'll have to
comment,
check out your channel though for sure.
For sure.
Let us know if you have any more questions. We love
Oh,
the
we
comments. We love the comments. Oh yeah, what's your favorite? If you're still around, what's your favorite Star Wars character in the new Disney trilogy?
Yeah.
We'd love to
Try
know.
that one out for size.
Try that one on for size.
But yeah, the first Lego set I ever got, I don't know if it was the very first one, but I remember it. It was
It's not real.
it was like literally the box was this big,
Oh yeah.
like that long.
one of those, like,
I got it
tiny
for
ones?
Easter, and it was like a
Easters?
3-wheeled motorcycle
Oh
with
yeah.
a guy. Yeah, do you know what I'm
I
talking
had
about?
that one.
Yeah,
I remember that one. I
Yeah.
think I got that one. That wasn't my
Probably did.
first one, but I remember the 3-wheel one.
yeah.
That
And
one
af-
was sweet.
Yeah, and after that, I went straight to the snowspeeder.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember we got
Nice.
I think Dan and I talked about whatever. I think we got the basic, was just Lego brick, like nothing really.
Like
that
the
we got
creation?
first. I think we got the creation
Before they
one
were called
first, right?
creations.
I don't know if we got the
Something like that.
creations
Jane
first
one?
or if we got the car. I thought I got the car first, and then we got the creations.
Oh yeah, I think we did get
Because
the
it
car
came with-
first.
Because as soon as we got that, I'm like, I gotta be able to build some stuff.
Yeah,
and then we got
I
the big
think Mom and
creation
Dad got us,
bucket,
like a lot more. Yeah,
and it came with I think the one green slab.
yes, I remember the
big green slab
yeah,
that we could use to build whatever from.
yeah, and that was awesome.
yeah.
And then I know we got like a whole knight set after that, a bunch of knights, because that was awesome. You got the horses, you got the knights, you got like the bow and arrows, and
Yes.
you got or crossbows and all
Swords.
that swords. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember having that for a long time, and then I ended up getting a lot of alien type ones later, or
Yeah,
kind of
you did,
space
yeah,
agey
which
ones,
were
and
cool.
I built a lot of my own ships from that. But
Yeah.
I think we built a lot of those ships from, I think the creation set
Yeah.
type one. You built the Millennium Falcon, I think, from that, and
Yeah.
the knights.
I think we
kinda.
ended up getting a bunch of other pieces.
Yeah, we got a bunch.
of other
It's hard to
creation
say. I know.
packs, and
I
we
don't-
just-
I don't
Yeah.
think we ever got an official X-wing though. I don't think we ever got one.
I don't think we did either, but
I never did either.
I know I got a Naboo starfighter.
we may have had the snow speeder at one point.
Yeah, actually, I think we did. I know I got the Naboo starfighter later.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like that bright yellow one.
yeah, the
Yep.
bright yellow one.
Which I mean, really, when you think about ships, it really wasn't that impressive. But it was still cool to have an
It was- yeah.
official.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Star
Honestly,
Wars.
any Lego set that came out, I always wanted it.
Yeah.
Especially if it was Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so cool.
Right.
But they were always so expensive, and
They were. You
you
can.
know, as a
Yeah, they were.
5-year-old, you know,
couldn't afford it.
Can't
Save
really
your pennies.
buy.
Oh my
You
God.
can't really buy it by yourself. So
23 cents here.
We got another
Right.
comment out there too. Brianna Brown said, "I had a Harry Potter set when I was a kid that I loved. I don't have the patience for anything big." That's a good point.
Yeah.
It
It's
does
fun to
take
do
a
it
lot
with
of
friends
patience.
too. You know,
It
If-
is.
In some ways, it's almost like putting a puzzle together.
Puzzle together,
It's
yeah.
like a 3D puzzle,
It
really,
is.
but with instructions where you don't really
Exactly.
have that as a puzzle. But it's fun to do it with friends, I think.
Yeah.
Or do it on your own if you're just being creative. But
Right.
if you're following a set instructions, it's like, look what I have created. I
Right.
did this. I put this together brick by brick.
I think the word Lego actually. I think the word Lego actually means 3D puzzle in like Swedish or whatever.
Oh.
Oh, does it really?
No.
Fact checker.
no, I just
You
made that up.
Just makes it up off the
But
top of his
I
head.
waited
Who is
until
this
you guys
guy?
stopped talking.
San Diego.
We did figure out. We had some
Santiago.
facts on the first day of
Yeah,
about Legos, and I believe it was Swedish,
Swedish.
Swedish.
but I may be wrong.
I thought it was Norway.
Maybe it was Denmark.
Norwegian.
Oh, we did
Denmark.
say
Yeah,
something
it
about
was-
Denmark.
Was it Denmark?
I don't remember.
might have been
We're
Denmark.
forgetting already, but it was some guy named
All your
Yeah,
Denmarkians.
not Lego. It was something.
It was. What was his
Fact
name?
checker's
Fact checker. Oleg. Kirk Christensen.
Kirk
Denmark.
Christensen.
Christensen
It sounds
from
sounds
Denmark.
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 Yeah,
I don't know.
Denmarkian. I like Denmark.
Is that what are they called?
the Danes?
The Danes.
Danish?
Danes, yeah.
Danes. That's cool.
You have Danish.
Are they
is
Dan-
for
yeah, they
breakfast?
are Danes, because that's where Copenhagen is.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Right now we're
I've got
just
a-
offending people again. Like we. we're not
Sorry
trying to.
about that.
Well, I like Copenhagen though. Love it. I was
Yeah,
there
you've
love
once.
actually been there.
I was there once at
Oh, Danny Boy has been
Tivoli
there.
Gardens.
Oh, Danny boy.
And Tivoli Gardens was amazing. It's like the precursor to Disney World, Disneyland. They had
Oh, is it?
Tivoli. Yeah, he got the idea.
Oh.
Somewhat from Tivoli Gardens and
Well, that's what Disney does. Steal everything.
Speaking of the Disney
Oh
trilogy,
my gosh.
anybody else out there with your favorite character from the Disney Star Wars trilogy?
Or what other people call it, the
Disney.
sequel trilogy.
Some people call formerly known as the sequel trilogy.
Formerly
Yes.
known. Now we're going to call it the discarded
I
trilogy.
feel like most fans, though, now after seeing 8 and 9, can agree that it's not the greatest. Right? We can
It
agree.
did not wrap up like I
didn't
thought.
wrap- yeah.
I
No.
still had hope after 8.
Because you liked 8 more. I mean, I know you
I
kind of
did
bounced
not like
back,
8.
but I know Dan liked
Not
8,
at
which,
all.
you know what?
Hey,
It's you.
Hey, you know, that's why
But
there's a
Dan
problem.
also looks at a lot of the You also look at a lot of the filmmaking side of things.
Yeah.
And
obsessed.
Dan does like twists. He doesn't like the same thing over and over again. So I can understand
Well,
that.
and I like controversy. No, I'm kidding.
And
I like
love
to go
controversy.
against the grain. No,
Grain.
I liked the
Oh.
sound and everything.
Whoa, we got
Whoa.
in your answer to
Whoa.
your question, Secret Squirrel Bricks says the name Lego is an abbreviation of the two Danish words
Leg
leg
got.
got, meaning play
Play
well.
well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
and that's
awesome.
pretty much like
I'm glad we have
Lego's-
an
That's like
What?
Lego's, sole purpose is be
Play well.
creative and
play well.
Oh.
play well.
Sorry, we're having some
100%.
technical
Press
difficulties.
the
Oh,
button
no.
to activate movie shooting.
Oh shoot!
Movie shooting
Wars.
activated.
Pew, 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 pew.
We got the crossbow.
Han shot first.
Oosh.
Yes, he did.
Han definitely shot first.
Yeah. Look at this blaster.
He totally did. Like,
Which-
have you ever actually
That's
seen?
young. Is that young Han? No,
No,
that's
that's-
not.
that's
no,
old.
That's
Medium.
Medium Han.
Wait, let me see.
He started dyeing his hair.
Yeah,
I think there might be young and old in
Oh,
this
okay.
one.
No,
There,
this is.
I think there is.
there is young
yeah,
and old. So
this
that might
is
be
older.
young.
That's
this is
no,
the original trilogy.
That's the original trilogy,
Yeah,
and then
'cause
there's
his
old
shirt.
Han.
Yeah.
Oh,
later
okay.
on.
And then there's old.
Old Han later on.
Because this is Han. From,
Older
this is
Han.
Han from Empire Strikes Back, and that's Leia from Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
That is correct.
But
That
there's
is-
no Luke.
No Luke yet.
No,
I don't even have Luke.
I don't think there is. a Luke.
Chewie.
I think there was supposed to be Luke with my X-Wing, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
only
all
piece
right.
I'm missing.
Is it? Do you have
Man,
a lightsaber still?
Come on.
No.
Oh no.
Bummer.
Bummer.
Got R2
get
though,
R2.
which is kind of cool.
R2.
He can meet up with Freeps.
R2.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's go.
Four.
Officially, let's answer our question of the day for all of
Yes.
us. So
well, and thanks for the expertise
Yes.
there.
thank you.
Secret
Yes,
Squirrel
thank you
Bricks.
very much. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I was
That's
totally
cool.
joking about that, and,
Yeah.
as I said it though, I said, well, they might actually believe me because
Yeah.
that might be a hint of
Right.
reality in the language.
Because you were close. You were kind of close.
and the
right?
Danish
'Cause what'd you
language is
say?
a little weird.
Yeah.
Like Lego, Lego, Lego,
Lego.
play well. Lego my ego,
Lego. My go.
but that makes
Finger
sense.
strings.
Finger
It
strings.
all ties
strings.
together.
All
But
right,
yes,
so,
thank you for that.
Strange.
That was awesome. So to officially answer our own question, what would you have to say, Dave? Do you
What
want
is-
to
what's
start
the
somewhere else?
No, favorite character from the
Yes.
Disney trilogy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably Kylo Ren,
Yeah.
but
Kylo Ren.
I appreciate the other characters for what they gave me at one time or another in the trilogy.
yeah.
I think
It's almost like you pick from which movie. Like, because
Right.
depending
Yeah.
on the movie is almost who I liked most.
Ray had
Exactly.
so much hope and mystery in the first movie.
Which that's what we're gonna go into next.
Okay, good.
Yes.
And
That
I
new
honestly,
story.
Ray for me was the first movie. She was the most interesting
Yeah.
because there was
So
so
much-
much potential.
And there's just so much mystery.
Yes.
It's in so many directions it could go that
I like-
everybody was just guessing, and that was part of the fun, honestly,
Yeah.
of after watching episode
Yeah.
8 or 7 was all the questions you had, which was fun to theorize.
Yeah, and Poe
Mm-hmm.
and
Finn.
Finn had some great moments.
Yeah,
You know,
they
in
were
that
funny
movie.
together. I'd say.
Yeah, neither of them really stood out. And then I think he kind of got. And I think Poe might have moved up the ladder had he not kind of been shafted in
I think
8.
I think
Yeah.
8 kind of did it for
And then
me.
it's kind of like too late, too little, too late in 9. But yeah,
I felt like
same with Poe and kind of Poe Dameron, and
Yep.
then who was
there's Finn.
Finn, and
Yeah.
that's who I was actually talking
Yeah.
about in 8.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But I think both for me.
But both they're
Yeah.
both kind of like put aside, and here we are.
I'd have to
Yeah.
say if I only saw episode 7, I'd say Finn was my favorite because I thought they were going
Yep.
the Jedi route
Oh,
with Finn, and
yes.
I think they should have. And
They
I think
should've.
that
Yeah, they
was
should've.
the original intent.
Uh-huh.
It made so much sense in so many ways.
Exactly.
But they didn't. So I would say I only watched episode 7, it was Finn.
It reminds me of
But-
the
Episode 8 and 9. Episode 8 and 9 kind of ruined that.
Yeah.
And then Poe, I would say to talk about what you were saying about Poe. Poe, I felt like from the beginning was trying too hard to be like a Han Solo in some ways. He was trying too hard for me. I never liked him. I don't know why. I didn't gel with his character. Finn was a lot more relatable for me, and I thought he was really cool as a character. And I wanted to see him become a Jedi. He was
Yeah,
wielding a
I know.
lightsaber. He
Exactly.
clearly had the Force because why else would he just automatically, from being trained from birth, decide not to go with how he's been trained?
Yeah.
Plus, he sensed things. You could tell he sensed things.
Totally
Kylo
did,
sensed
yeah.
him in the beginning, and then 8 they totally disregarded that. They made him go off on some dumb adventure it literally amounted to nothing except for worse.
Yeah,
It was worse. And then he fought Phasma again, and it was all kind of
Phasma angle.
It
Yeah,
reminds me
gosh.
of that meme with Krennic from Rogue One.
Yeah,
It was like,
You're this
Finn was so close to being a Jedi.
he
He's like,
was.
we were this close to
To greatness.
greatness.
Yeah, so I guess I would say my official favorite character of the overall
I stole it from you.
I do think
stole
Kylo, for the fact that he was the most interesting and his redemption at the end for me is what made me like him the most.
Yep.
Although I hated him for killing Han Solo.
Yeah.
I did hate him for that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'd say after that would be Babu Frick, and then after that would
Babu?
probably be 3PO, and then after that, not in the whole trilogy. Actually, I'd say Finn after that, and then 3PO.
Yep.
And I wanted to like Luke again. Maybe Yoda. Yoda was good.
Yoda.
Episode 8. He was probably.
Babs Yoder.
But again, they just ruined it. So
Yeah.
anyway, I mean, there's still good moments. Sorry, we sound like Disney trilogy haters, but we
Because
don't.
we
don't-
are. That's mostly true.
We just there's a lot of missed
Yeah.
opportunities there. There are some really great scenes.
We could have a whole show about
Yeah,
greatest
we could.
disappointments
But
of the
anyway,
Disney trilogy.
I would say Kylo actually as well, with Babu being.
You
the
realize
second.
Kylo basically killed off the original 3 characters
did.
in
Yeah.
his own
And
way.
that's-
I mean, he physically did his
Yeah.
own dad.
You're right.
He
Yep.
basically killed his mom
You're
by
right.
flying the ship around, and they
I
flew,
didn't even think
flew
about
out in
that.
space. She kept herself alive with the Force, but
Right.
that was kind of wedged
But
in there.
then in episode 9,
And
he
then
ended
he
up.
doubled back on it. She
Yeah.
had to give up the rest of what she had to give to him, kind of like a.
Oh, now I don't like Kylo again.
And then
Right.
he totally. I mean,
ruined
he
it.
made Luke use all the rest of his energy.
Which
to
he
come
literally-
it was the dumbest thing ever. To me. I
Constipated
still hate
out.
that.
He should have just.
He
No,
should've
the
just
fact that
been
he disappeared.
there.
He should have just been there.
Should have just been there.
But he
Taking
did.
a massive dump.
He did
Let's-
run right
he just
through
he
Luke. So
ceased
I
to
don't
exist.
know.
Technically, it was like a representation of what was happening to him.
That would have been cool if he actually was like, oh, at his back at his place.
like they were doing like the whole Force Skype thing that like Ray
Force
and
Skype.
him
like
were
he was
doing,
able
which
to
was
tap.
weird.
He was able to tap into that world between worlds when he stabbed through him. He was like,
Yeah,
"Whoa."
I don't know. That would
That
have
would
been.
weird, but I don't know.
It would have
Kylo-
been
I
great.
don't know if I would like that less. I think I might have liked it less.
Well, there you go. We can think of a worse trilogy
I
too.
know. I don't know if we can, honestly.
No, it's
Yeah.
pretty rough.
It's pretty rough, but yeah.
But
Anyway,
that,
what
moment when he walked out on the thing, though, at
was
the end of 8,
epic.
it built to that moment. You're like, well, there's no hope for the rebels. They're toast.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Everybody's dead. Why are we
Done.
still
And the
watching
music,
this
because
movie?
John Williams played this epic, slow building score. Luke
Yep.
walks
Yeah.
in. You're like, oh man, what's gonna go down? And then here we are.
Yeah, and it
It's
was
not
kinda
actually
like,
there.
Oh, it could have been better.
I just wanted to see him block all those bolts from those
Yeah,
walkers
yeah.
and just go, phew, and they
Yep.
all blow up.
They all blow up. That would have been we can think of way cooler things. That's why I always
That's the
say, I say
moments.
we all think of way cooler things that could have happened.
It
than
was
what
cool that
actually
he
happened.
walked through and
Right.
but anyway.
And
Alice Sand also says, biggest disappointment equals Captain Phasma. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow,
She just
100%.
didn't
There was
out.
nothing.
Phasma.
The book was way better. The Captain Phasma book was actually decent.
who was
Was
a
it?
bigger
It was
disappointment?
decent.
Phasma or Maz Kanata?
Phasma.
Phasma. I would say.
Phasma.
Yeah, because at least Maz Kanata served her purpose in episode
Yeah,
7. It was
true.
at least kind of funny about
I
it.
guess.
You know.
I suppose.
I suppose.
Yeah.
What was yours again, Nick? What's your
Babu.
Babu. Okay,
Yeah.
Babu Frick was his favorite.
My favorite.
He was funny. He was just hilarious.
Hey!
Hey, hey! Yeah, so that answers that question. If you still want to answer out there and you haven't told us your favorite, then let us know, please. We'd love to hear it. So going from that, we're going to go into the news that kind of came out this week. That was
Daisy
kind of
Ridley.
I think the
It's
shock.
not
the
really
most-
surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising, but at the same time, the
Yeah.
most surprising thing about it was that she actually said it. I almost wonder. I have thoughts on this, but Dan, do you want to say the news? You're the one who kind of brought
Yeah,
this
so I
up.
shared it. I saw it on another channel, and it's pretty fascinating. A direct quote from Daisy Ridley, or as I like to call her, Raisy Diddley.
Raisy Diddley.
Wow.
I'm kidding. Hey, you switching it first letters. Anyway, at the beginning there was toying with. It says there was toying with an Obi-Wan connection. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That's good English.
Han Dawkins.
So they were toying with an
Austin
Obi-Wan
Dawkins.
connection at the beginning. We
Yeah.
knew that because there was like
Yeah.
leaks and stuff that came out. Like,
It
oh,
would have
is
been
going
awesome
on?
Well,
if
and
she
there
was a
also
Kenobi.
hints about that because of the flashback, the force back sequence that she had.
The force back.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was
Yeah.
the most prominent voice in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were different versions, and then it really went to she was no one. And then it came to episode 9, and JJ pitched me the film and was like, oh yeah, Palpatine's granddaughter. And I was like, awesome. And 2 weeks later, he was like, oh, we're not sure. So he kept changing, even while filming. I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be.
Wow.
That's crazy. Again,
I mean,
That's shifty.
you hear about that, but this is
Shady,
not
I
the
mean.
kind of film that you want to be
No,
like.
you don't want to be deciding. No,
You know, George famously said to Luke in episode 8 or episode 5, you know,
yeah.
I killed your father instead of I am your father.
Well, they had it written in the script that it said, "I killed your father," because they didn't want anybody to know.
Right, and nobody knew. And then they
said there's okay. They said only 3 people know, and if this gets out, we're gonna know who it was that said that told somebody about it.
Because there's
And
only
that's-
3 people.
that know about it. That's why it was so under wraps.
Yeah.
and that's why they did on that on purpose.
So Star Wars secretness. So you know she could have been, because JJ is infamous for his secretness.
He likes the mystery
secretiveness.
box. That's
Right.
That's what JJ likes to play. And the only problem is he likes to give a mystery box. He
Yeah.
doesn't like. He's not great at answering the mystery box.
No.
Right. We like mysteries, finger strings,
strings.
but not when they
Don't pan out.
disappoint.
That's again. If it's
Yeah.
more disappointing than what you've imagined it to be, then
You failed.
you have failed as a writer.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
there you go.
that's how it is. Sorry,
And
but yeah. So that I
but
think
that's pretty much directly from her, and she's the star of the franchise, so to speak, kind of the
Yeah.
face.
The
Yeah,
forefront.
she was the
franchise.
main character of the franchise.
And
I
she-
mean-
you know, but I don't think
Would you
she
call
was.
her the main character though?
I don't know.
I think if you watch the interview with her, she,
She's still trying to be a little bit political.
she's right. She's
But-
not saying it negatively. She's like, oh yeah, they were kind of all over the place, and
know, but-
you know, it was kind of one of those things where he's like, I don't
But
know,
there was
maybe it
some-
are. Okay,
There
fine.
was some news that dropped, I think, last week though, where she was talking about somebody was asking her or something. What came? It was a rumor, I think, that she basically, after she's not happy with how
Things turned
things
out.
turned out,
Yeah.
and she's actually had a much more difficult time
Finding work.
finding work
Yeah.
after playing the character in Star Wars.
Yeah,
I think partly because they wrote her as a Mary Sue, and I mean that
Literally.
she
Mary
could do no
Sue.
wrong. You know, can you even? There was only one time where she did one thing wrong, and that was episode 9,
Yeah.
and it turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
So that was it. That's the only mistake that she ever made in the whole entire trilogy.
Well, that
in
thing's
a lot of
coming
ways.
together nice, Nick.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, good job, dude.
I get
But I think in some ways, I'm not sure how she could say it because under contract and stuff like that. Maybe their contracts have run out now, or they just don't care. Because I know last week was it John Boyega was
Yeah.
basically bashing Star Wars,
Yeah. He was.
or at least Disney in a
Yeah.
lot of ways, or a lot of what they did to his character. He went into a bunch of stuff I don't necessarily agree with, but he wasn't super thrilled with things.
Mm-hmm.
So he's distancing himself.
Yeah.
And then now Daisy Ridley's coming out with basically she's saying it nice, but she's saying they had no idea they didn't have a plan. And that's the biggest problem I have with this. Whenever she said that, it just confirmed what we all knew already.
Yeah.
Right.
Which was
there was
no plan. They had
whatsoever.
episode 7 they made, and then they were like, well, we'll see how that turns out, and then we'll just kind of go from there. It should be fine, right, guys? No, you need to
Star
have
Wars. It can't fail.
It can't fail.
Mm.
So then they went episode 7, and here's your mystery box. Now you can take it and you can run with it. I set it up perfectly for you. It's going to be fun. You're going to have a great time. And now I know that you're going to take it and do something great with it.
Yep.
And then they went the complete opposite direction of what he had set up. So there was no unity between episode 7 and episode 8. There was none. I mean, maybe characters is the only thing that you could say. And then episode 9, got even more off track. So it was like 8 was erased, but not really going into episode 9. So it's just frustrating in a lot of ways. You're like, again, we were this close to greatness.
Exactly.
They
This
should have
close.
gone with what I still think they should have gone with what George was suggesting.
George Lucas.
But yeah, that was some big news. I mean, just for her saying that,
Yeah.
I think that she's kind of trying to distance herself from Star Wars in some ways so that maybe she can get some more work and be like, I do agree with you guys. It wasn't very well executed, I would have liked to have seen it, but I was just an actress working, happy to have the job
Yeah.
in some ways.
Yeah.
Has she done anything else? The only thing I know she's done was she was in the
That one movie that was unreleasable.
no, oh there
Yeah,
yes,
that
that was
one.
that movie. So that makes me think
But
of,
wasn't Spider-Man in that one too?
yeah,
So-
Tom Holland.
Can't be
Tom
because of the
Holland.
acting again. I don't think it was.
I don't
bad
know.
acting.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think she's
there's
still
so
a
many
pretty
things.
decent actress.
She was in that movie with it was the train movie,
mystery movie.
the mystery,
the mystery train movie.
Murder-
Orient Express.
Yeah, so she was in that one, but she wasn't a main character. She was just a side character. And I think
Yeah.
did she film that before or after Star Wars. I think
Probably
she filmed it
No.
after episode 7.
simultaneously. I don't know.
I don't know. But it
They
is
should've-
surprising, though.
They should have filmed.
Oh, it was before? Oh, she filmed that before Star
It would have
Wars.
been crazy, but they should have filmed 7, 8, 9
Back
to back
You
to
are-
back.
Yeah, and had a clear...
Have them all there. You're dealing with
Yes.
aging actors and actresses, and of course,
Yeah.
unfortunately, Leia passed away after
Yeah.
the first film, so they had to change everything. Or actually, after the second film, they filmed it. But
I just can't believe that Disney they basically bought it for $4 billion, right? And they
it's the
it's their money maker. I
yeah,
mean, that
the
is their
biggest
cash
franchise.
cow.
Yeah.
That's the biggest franchise that they've ever owned, and they let it go straight down the
It's
tubes.
the most successful franchise in history of film.
Yeah.
You
So-
gotta have a plan.
Yeah, and they didn't have a plan. I mean, it's just you have to at that point you have to question who's in charge. You have to be
Exactly.
like, who's in charge and is running this thing
Yeah.
that you're letting a franchise have diminishing returns on one of the most successful franchise of all times.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. You're like, all you have to do is give them what they want. Even, a lot of
they
people
want,
might not,
Sponge.
yeah,
Yeah,
might not
it's
agree
true.
with it, but you're gonna make way more money doing that than trying to subvert everybody's expectation, be artsy fartsy dummy about it,
Well, and then political maybe.
and political, and that's the other thing.
There
I
was,
wrote
you
down.
know,
there was agendas that was trying to
There's
be
some
pushed.
agendas that came through right at that time, and
Yes.
still.
Yep.
Anyway, we got
Whatever.
another comment though.
All right, let's
Sorry, we
bring
get a
it,
little
yo.
heated
Yeah,
about
man.
this.
Get a little heated. It's getting hot in here.
Hot in
It
here.
is actually
It
getting
is
hot
actually
here.
warming up in here with these
Yeah.
studio lights.
Studio.
Hey, where's my shades? Okay.
Where's so
Alice
bright?
Ann
so bright.
said
Gotta wear shades.
they needed to have a director who could commit to all 3 episodes. Everything was so disjointed.
It
Very
was
true.
like
Yeah, it was
spaghetti.
massively
It was
disjointed.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And again, that's leadership, because the leadership of, I've heard it said before on other shows, but the job of a producer
Yes.
Yeah.
is to vet the directors and know that they have a plan that works with their plan.
Yep.
And how many did she fire, cancel, let
Yeah.
go
Oh my
in
gosh.
the 4 years that they had movies coming out?
Exactly.
And that's why I like the argument that in some ways the independent movies, the standalones, are some ways better
Better.
than the trilogy
I
because
actually agree they are.
they had less to live up to. I guess they kind
Although
of had a
all
little
of
more
those-
creativity.
All
But
of those.
there's 2 of them:
3, right? No.
Rogue One and Solo.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Right? I think that's it.
Yeah, those are the only 2 that they came out with. There were so many
There
other
were supposed
announcements.
to be
I thought
other
there
ones.
was more,
Yeah, I
but
know.
there isn't. You're right.
But
Rogue One and
but both of
Solo,
those
that's it.
had tons of issues. Like director started, let go. Director,
Or director started
came in
and they
to
hired
finish.
Yeah, they hired more directors to help finish or
Yeah.
whatever.
Reshoots, rewrites, you name it. Yeah,
It was a mess.
it was a mess. And then
It
the
was.
trilogy was no better. And of course, they let Colin Trevorrow, which we read, and the script for his episode 9, which was promising.
I think would have
Yeah.
been better.
Oh, God.
Honestly,
I think it would've been better.
It would have been epic.
yeah,
For sure.
the moments that
Like
that would
even
have
with
delivered.
the concept art,
Yeah,
I was like,
going back to
this movie would have been sweet.
especially since they went back to
Coruscant.
Coruscant and that
Yeah.
whole a battle on
Oh
Coruscant.
my gosh.
Visually,
It
I
just
think it
makes
just would have been
sense. Yeah.
stunning.
It would have.
Yep, it makes sense. And here
Wow.
we are.
Yeah, we're back to that.
And
again.
here we are.
But I think, I don't know if they put the cart before the horse, like you said, because they're like, all right, we got
They
3
did.
movies. We're going to build an entire Star Wars land. And we have to, then that became the driving horse in this race.
Well, it's-
Like we got to lead everything into that. And so they had to plan that back when, and then they had to change everything to fit according. I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like they're like, we're going to make so much money off of this. We can't possibly screw it up. And then they
Yep.
screwed it up.
They totally screwed it up.
yeah, they did. I think they
You
just
gotta
wanted to
have-
make money. They wanted to make a quick buck, is what
Yeah.
they did, and they didn't plan ahead. That's
made-
the biggest
They
issue.
made a quick buck, but they should have made like
They should have set it up.
bajillions.
They should have done the whole Marvel universe situation. They should have set it up so that they could have they should have set it up for 30 years of films basically. And how many different directions? Maybe not have them all planned out obviously, but at least launch your first one with the best that you
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
Have a concise plan. Stick to the plan. The plan might change a little bit, but stick to it. What's going to be the best? Don't
Mhm.
try to push your own agendas. Don't try to push these things. Make it about the movie.
Yeah.
Make it about being the most successful movie and that movie lasting all of time and being the best. You want to try and match what they did in the original trilogy, which I don't think can be done, but you want to
Right.
get as close to that as
wanna
possible.
try, yeah.
Yeah. take what works and use it. You know, you have
Yeah.
even in Disney, they own Marvel for goodness sake. They see a success. They have a successful plan
Yeah.
that has been working for them for a long
But
time.
you said it from the beginning, and we've argued that they didn't have a creative in place.
Yeah.
Everybody just believed that Kathleen Kennedy wanted, she knew Lucas or George Lucas's ideas and all this because she'd
But she
been
didn't-
around him, but she really
take
didn't.
it. She didn't take any of them.
No. Well, that's what I mean. And she didn't actually, I don't think she's a fan like you
I don't
said.
think she is at all.
I think she's a fan of making movies. She loves the process.
I think
even
she'd
though
rather
she lets
make.
people go.
I think she'd rather make other movies.
Yeah.
Well, she just likes making any movie.
Yeah.
This is just another movie. This isn't anything beloved to her as far as like story and lore. And
I think she's out of her depths in a lot of ways. I just
Yep.
don't think she's the right person for the job.
they had to have.
She's a great producer. She's produced
Yeah.
a lot of great movies, but I think she needs to stick with individual movies and not be in charge of an overall plan. You know, people
Yeah.
have their fortes, people don't have their fortes.
Yeah.
It just depends. And with the track record we've seen, she's not the one for the job.
No.
I wholeheartedly, or maybe she could oversee the business side of things and let somebody else take care of the creative side of things. You know,
They really
that
had.
can oversee the vision for
Yeah.
the future of the company, what they're going to work on next, how they're going to make things bigger, better than before.
I mean, she really started off strong. Force Awakens, peak excitement, 2
Yeah.
billion.
We were all
Everybody
iffy
was-
though with JJ right in the beginning. I was iffy with JJ.
Oh yeah, we were all like, "How's he gonna do this?" And then,
Yeah.
but it was a success because everybody was so excited. But there were people after first one like, "Nope, didn't do it." And then 8, they didn't even see it.
Yeah,
But then
that's-
Rogue One came out. People were like, "Well, that was promising." Still made $1 billion.
Well, because that came out before. That came out after 7. That came out after 7. Then it was Rogue One. Then it was Episode 8.
Yes.
So they
And
still
then-
had the excitement.
Yes.
And Rogue One at least led right into the original trilogy and was
Yeah.
based in the original
it was
trilogy.
tied right to
tied.
it,
Which
and it
I
was
think
made
really
by
helped.
people that were super fans of the original trilogy.
It
just like Favreau or Filoni and those guys, written by
Yeah,
the ILM guy,
it was. It was his idea. What's his name?
John something maybe, I can't remember.
Oh man, I just lost it. He's a legend, really. But it was his idea, and he loves Star Wars. Obviously, he'd worked on it for a long time. We do have some comments that I want to get to.
Do it.
Taylor Hawkins says, "Did you guys mention Lando? Oh, he didn't. Lando was actually fantastic.
He was.
It was too short though. I wanted more from Lando,
Yeah.
and they should have had Lando earlier on. Again, they should have had them all earlier on.
Totally.
Thrawn trilogy. We didn't. Sorry about that, Taylor. And then, but my new fave, Taylor says, but my new fave is probably BB-8 or Maz. Yeah, we didn't say BB-8.
Yeah.
BB-8 really did stand out.
He did.
He was awesome.
He was a good one.
I like BB-8 a lot. He was funny in the first one and had some admirable traits. Was kind of like the fun puppy dog
What
that
is
really
that?
helped out.
This is going in this area.
Yes.
What part of the ship is that
I don't
though?
know. Oops.
Oh, it just broke.
No, that's the room that they go in when he says it's true, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it?
no,
No,
that's
no.
that room. They're in
This
that.
is.
Is this
Oh,
the
it
cargo
is?
hold
Oh.
area?
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. Anybody tell me what this room is?
Yeah. Do we not have a name for it?
No, these are openings.
I think that's like an engine type room or something. There's something
Yeah.
going on in there engine wise.
Something. And then there's
Not
this
sure.
little thing. This little piece comes off.
What little piece comes off?
See? There's a,
Oh, is that
little
where they
hole.
would go down inside that hatch?
Yeah,
like to,
that's what
to
it
work on
is.
things. Is that where Ray and Finn were in
I think so.
whenever they were hiding?
They were
Ray and
crying.
Finn were in probably.
Ray and Finn were in.
Yeah, I like BB-8 and Maz though. I do like both of them. They kind of
Yeah.
again in episode 8 they kind of made
All
Maz
right.
just like a video game character, which is really weird. That whole sequence with
That's
Maz
true.
was weird.
I like the innovation with BB-8 though.
That was cool. I like the innovation of that. That's because it really made I know, it made my brain freeze. No, that's what George Lucas was all about though too. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He always liked innovating. He liked new things. He liked pushing technology forward. We're trying to work on how to get this. You're also blocking the camera. Sorry. He told me to be quiet.
Camera.
All right, we're good. We're
Sorry.
doing this.
I got it.
He got it.
We're good.
He got it. We're good. Also, Carla Hawk.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's what the
Oh,
ladder.
nice. Oh, is that the
ladder swivels.
Does the ladder swivel? Oh, does that go down into the?
I think so.
Ooh, me likey. That is one cool room.
Brilliant.
That's so cool,
That's how it's set up, folks.
man. If
Wow.
I was a billionaire,
Yeah,
and
like,
I
look,
could build. What?
Oh,
Oh,
hey, we're back.
hey, we're back.
Hey.
People were like, "Oh, they were gone."
They're done. And yeah,
That's interesting.
Carla commented on that. Is that what you were? calling
Yeah,
it?
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Carla says, "I love BB-8 too. He brought a lot of humor to the movies. Very true. He was kind of like the humor that you needed whenever you needed humor when it got too
Yeah.
serious or just too dull. He would kind of bring something that was funny and was entertaining.
Yeah.
They always have to have. You do kind of have to have that element in Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, I know people don't like Jar Jar, but he was kind of that element in Star
Mhm.
Wars. He kind of brought a little bit of humor when you needed it. Because when, like Taika Waititi, whenever he makes a movie, he can go really deep into like serious material, but then he'll bring you out of that like depression almost in some ways
Yeah.
with the joke or like a funny line or something funny happens right after or right. He knows how to time it right, and that's
Yeah.
also what Star Wars is really good with. It's not like it's meant always to be like super funny, but there are funny moments.
Well, I was thinking like because when kids watch something, that's what was so great about the old movies and the original Star Wars is that there's something for the kids to get, which is like the droids and the funny moments, or Jar Jar,
C-3PO
and then the
R2
adults
and-
are like there's deeper things, the multi-layered,
Yeah.
you know. So the kids get into the funny, simple, you know, frog eating the bug,
Yeah.
you know, whatever,
Yeah,
and just the
you're right.
various like goofy little sounds that everything makes, and so yeah, it's
visually
it's-
stunning. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think BB-8 and you know even like just the creatures, the random creatures in Star Wars are pretty fascinating.
Yeah, just looking at those. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
That's why Episode 7 was
Yeah.
so interesting too, because they brought back so many practical effects,
Yeah.
like and creatures, and they had like so many in that movie, which I did really like.
yeah, and they had a lot in 8 too,
They did.
and not as many in 9. But Babu Frick was. I almost wish he'd been in the whole trilogy.
Me
You
too.
know?
But they didn't even know where they were going.
They didn't know they hadn't been to
That's the
that
whole
planet because that
Exactly.
planet hadn't been written yet.
Yeah, they
Nope.
hadn't figured anything out.
And then Carrie Russell, what was her name? Her character's name again?
Oh gosh.
Because that was
Yeah,
that
what was
had
her name?
promise. That character had promise, but it was just like another waste of a small
Fact
character.
checker. What was her
I
name?
know.
It was like they were old friends, her and Poe.
Zuri.
Zori
Yeah.
Bliss.
Zori
Zori
Bliss.
Bliss.
It had she had a cool look to her.
Yeah, she
she
did look
did.
really cool. And again, it was cool, but it was too little, too late.
Yeah, and it was a
They
throwaway character.
should have had her
You're
from
like,
the
why
beginning
are
or
you
from 8.
introducing new 12 new characters
Yeah.
in the third.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just don't have enough time for that. And
No,
we
no
kept
time.
saying that before. We're like, we're kind of nervous because I don't know how they're going to fit all this in and wrap all this stuff up while still creating new storylines.
Yeah.
You know, all the characters on the planet where they found the Death Star, and it's like, oh, they've been there. Oh, they're people just like Finn.
Yeah.
And let's find out their whole backstory in like 12 seconds.
Well,
And
okay.
they're going to ride
exactly.
those horses.
Because we know, I think really what happened, and we've talked about this before, the real issue, the real thing that happened was they hired JJ to do 7 to start off the trilogy. They wanted JJ to do
All
the whole
three.
thing.
All of it,
Right.
yeah.
And the problem was he didn't want to commit to all of that.
So did JJ
So
actually torpedo
JJ is
the
part
entire...
of the reason that the whole thing was tanked. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of blame does have to be given to him because then he was like, "Oh, I'll give it to you, but I don't want to do all of them because that's a lot of time. That's a lot of
Which
I'll be
is
working on it for the
crazy.
next however many 5-6 years
Yeah.
or whatever. So he's like, you know what? I'll just do the first one and then I'll let you go. And then the problem is what happened is
It got
then they
all
gave it
messed up.
to Ryan Johnson, but Ryan Johnson, which we know more of the backstory, worked with Lucasfilm and a lot of the people that Kathleen Kennedy hired in or liked at Lucasfilm. He worked
Right.
directly with a lot of the creatives or the
At
story
Lucasfilm, right.
people kind of things, but haven't written that many stories themselves.
Right.
And the problem there the problem there was then they just did that stuff and then he just went a totally different direction. They went a totally different direction. So then totally kind of screwed up everything that JJ had set up. So then JJ, I think, was annoyed at how it went and was upset by that and was like, I'd like to come back and finish this out and make
Yeah.
it what I want. So he basically did 8 and 9 and 9.
Yes,
That's the problem.
exactly.
So it was 7 was JJ, then it was like Detour, Ruin, and then Ryan Johnson, not
Yeah.
Ruin, but it just went a totally different direction.
Yep.
And then
Not-
9 was like back to 7, but it's too late. We're trying to fit 2 movies
Yep.
into one, and it's not cohesive. There's so much going on behind the scenes with
Yep.
Kathleen Kennedy, George Lucas, everybody. It was such a mess. So it irritates me because again,
Yeah, you're like,
I hate
why?
this.
Close to great.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
But it was
so
all
frustrating.
thrown away.
And the problem again is, well, and if you really want to go back to it, is why did George Lucas ever sell Lucasfilm to
Exactly.
Disney?
He shouldn't have. Well,
He
because he
should've-
didn't want to make more.
I know he
sequel
didn't want to
trilogies
do it, but
because
you know what
the
he could have
fans
done?
didn't like him.
You know what he could
Yeah.
have done though? He could have done the same thing that Disney's doing. He could have
Yeah.
hired directors that he really wanted to take charge.
But would people
So
have
he
been
didn't-
as fever pitched excited? He was kind of like
Right.
the butt of every joke in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
He was like more spoofs than
In a lot of ways,
like not as many people took him seriously because then
The
he
prequels.
He didn't just do the prequels and kind of like half ruin his own trilogy in a way for the original fans. They didn't really care for him. But
Yeah.
and then he came like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I mean, he just didn't. There
gosh.
weren't a lot of other things.
That wasn't completely him. That was
Well, I don't know, but he got a lot of blame for it because his name was on the movie. I remember people were like, "What in the world is George Lucas doing?"
But he didn't direct that one. That was all
Spielberg.
Spielberg. But,
Yeah, but I'm just.
But I see what you're saying.
And then
it was
the
still
animated
another,
show for super fans. We're like, "Wow, Clone Wars is amazing."
and that's what really brought it
Right.
back.
Yeah,
But he put more Dave Filoni in that one, so he was kind of taking his name.
Yep.
His name was on it, but it wasn't like the forefront in a lot of ways. It was, but it wasn't. So it was like Dave. People were praising Dave, although Dave was like, "I'm getting this stuff straight from George." like,
but you think of it,
but I'm working with them, so
Yeah.
they were a good team, and that's where I think the promise was showing as to working with directors going forward. You direct, I'll come up with a lot of the story, but we'll work together on it
Yeah.
as long as you'll listen to my ideas, and we'll go from there and make something great. I'll listen to your ideas,
yeah,
and work together because
Yep.
that's whenever he does the best.
Yep.
His
And
best
he-
work. He's not an actor's director. We know that.
exactly. And here we are, 10 years later, 4 years later, however many since since that show, 12 years, and now Filoni's doing Mandalorian,
Yeah.
pretty much in the head of the creative with Favreau.
Favreau.
But Filoni's steering the ship. Favreau's
Yeah.
the director who's organizing it all, but Filoni is steering that creative ship in the Star Wars universe, just like he did with Rebels and all that. And it's
Yeah.
look at Mandalorian. Nobody's more excited about it, excited for any TV show this fall than the Mandalorian.
I'd have to say
Exactly.
Mandalorian is, other than the Clone Wars season 8
Oh yeah, season 8. Yeah, that just came out.
that's
Seven.
probably some of the was it
Seven.
7
Yeah, it was
sorry it was 7
Season 8.
the last the newest stuff that they did for season 7 was the best.
Crazy.
I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen that in a film. I wanted that to be
Yeah,
an actual
it should
film.
have been released in a movie.
That should have been
Mhm.
a film.
'Cause
And
that,
that
came out
was
during
amazing.
the pandemic. Yeah,
But it was
lockdown.
anything that Dave Filoni had his hands on in the Disney era, because
He's
he's really the heir apparent to George.
Yeah,
he was
he
taught
is.
by George,
Well,
and that's why.
when is he taking over, Dustin?
And I don't know. I
what do
think
your sources say?
I don't know. I think
What do your
I think
sources
well, there's
say?
been a lot of stuff going on, and that's why you haven't really heard a lot from Lucasfilm lately about different things. A lot's going on in Disney as a whole, actually, right now. I've heard that.
Well,
they've
and
been
Bob
dropping
Iger,
things,
Iger retired at the beginning of the year.
but then he came back. He's
Oh.
back now or something.
Well, pandemic kind of like
It's a whole weird situation that's going on in Disney, but a lot of the higher ups there have been making some changes, and they're trying. I've heard that they're trying to get rid of a whole political agenda altogether. They've been laying off a lot of people, restructuring, because
wow.
they have been saying Disney is a for-profit business.
Yep.
So if this isn't profiting us,
They want profit.
we're switching to what's profitable, because they have not been actually super profitable lately.
Right,
Yeah.
which is exactly. Well, and look at Star Wars.
I mean, it's the
It's
state
profit, but it's
and
not
they
the
started-
mega profit. It keeps going down, 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 down.
And some of the higher ups have actually started listening to a lot of the fans, and then realizing, oh, why are we? Because I think what's happened is there's been a lot of diminishing returns with a lot of stuff. With Star Wars
Except for
especially. That's one
Marvel.
of the biggest ones. Marvel, yeah, they're solid with Marvel, but the problem is they just lost. I mean, they're almost starting over with Marvel now.
Yeah, they ended that run, right?
And
So
that's
it's like
the
they
thing, I
had
think
this
that's-
gravy train, and then they're like, okay, well, Marvel's running
Yeah.
out, but that's okay. We got Star Wars to carry us into the next season.
And I think they were banking on that.
they're like, shoot, Star Wars is not gonna work out.
And plus-
Marvel's pretty much done rebooting in a way, and now pandemic hits, and they're like, oh snap.
Because
We
the
need to
problem
make-
with Disney nowadays is they don't have anything they really don't come out with us that much that's actually creative and new. They do a lot of rehashing. Star Wars does a lot of copy and paste.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean Disney, not Star Wars, but Disney does a lot of
Disney.
copy and paste,
They do.
and they just refresh it.
because they make a lot of money. But look at
Refresher.
this. They're making all these reboots of their own
That's what I'm
animated
saying.
movies.
That they just copy and paste.
Kind of diminishing returns, but they're still making a good amount of money, I think, for what they're.
Yeah,
But they're diminishing because the fans aren't loving them. But here we are with Mulan. They're ticking everybody off now because can't even watch Mulan.
yeah,
We'll make a Mando out of you, but not in the theater.
yeah. Nobody's.
You got to stay home and make a Mando out of you.
What have we heard the actual numbers from Mulan, like what they made,
I haven't. No.
or if they've made
That'd be
anything
worth,
off of
that'd be
it?
worth checking out. Maybe we'll report back. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think it's. I think it disappointed. Honestly, I thought I heard Tenet disappointed too, which was supposed to be more of the bigger reopening. I know when I went and saw it, there was only, I think, 4 people in the theater.
Who's that?
Mulan.
Mulan 23?
33.
33 million.
33.5 million, which that movie was the most expensive one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that worldwide or was that domestically? Or Disney Plus is
That means,
worldwide.
give or take.
That's worldwide.
No, it's not all world. It's mostly United States, I think.
But I mean, that's in China, right?
Disney Plus isn't in China.
It's not in China.
No.
Oh.
But that means that
Oh, they released. Oh, you're right. They released
the
that
premiere
on actual.
access on
Because we
Disney
talked
Plus.
about that. They released Mulan in theaters in China.
But I don't think they have yet.
Oh, it hasn't hit yet.
So,
okay.
they're
so
hoping
that
they can
might
still
bump the
make-
numbers.
But that means that 1 million, it's $30 to get it on Disney Plus premiere access.
Yeah.
Premiere not spelled with an E, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's first, is what they're saying.
Oh.
Yeah, first access. But anyway, 30. That means 1 million people bought it
Yeah.
on
Just
the
on the
first
first weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
Have you heard?
So
I haven't
33
heard
million,
any
give or take,
reviews
one
about
point.
the
Right,
movie
yeah.
at all.
It's in this. It was in the high 80s,
Okay.
and then it went down, I think, into the 70s.
okay.
So it'll probably end up being 75, 70, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, I believe, is where it was holding up. So
We'll have to watch it and see what we actually think. I, for one, am not going to pay to watch it
Yeah.
personally.
I want to. If I'm gonna pay, I want to see it in the movie theater.
That's the thing. It was made
Yeah.
for the theater.
Like I like
Theater.
watching stuff
Theater.
on. I mean, the only reason I would watch is because I'm getting impatient. I want something new to watch.
Yeah.
But I want to see Tenet in the theater, and I want us to go see
Yeah.
Tenet in the theater and have a
Yeah.
sit down
Yes,
Millennium
we
Dan
really
van.
need to.
Although
really need to.
we got a comment from Alisand who said, "As a kid, I always thought the garbage can droid from Episode 4." So this is what we were
Gonk.
talking about.
Gonk.
Yeah, Gonk. Looked like
Gonk.
McDonald's garbage cans of the 80s and 90s.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could totally see that
I
though.
could
'cause
too. I never
McDonald's
thought of
had
that,
like
though.
unique textured garbage cans.
You're right.
Even unique smelling garbage cans, if I'm honest. Because when you throw your garbage away, you're like, French fries and
Oh, yeah.
old Big
Maybe
Macs.
I'll go for another garbage run.
Right.
Man, even the garbage at McDonald's smells good.
Oh my gosh.
Can't have dirty garbage.
Can't have dirty garbage.
SpongeBob.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like dirty garbage. So anyway, that's hilarious, Allison. Thanks for that enlightening
That's hilarious.
comment.
We needed that. We've been going deep into a lot of kind of
Yeah.
negativity, but not negativity. It's just
Negativity.
we want to see things better.
Yeah.
That we're passionate about seeing things get better, and we
Yep.
just don't like the
We're-
path that they've chosen to
We're
go.
just
on.
not gonna hit a tennis ball
They've
out of
gone
anger.
down.
What?
We're just
Well-
not gonna hit a tennis ball in anger
Right.
at a blind person.
Oh yeah.
We're not
Oh,
that mad.
goodness.
It's what it hit him like right in the throat or
Hit
something.
her in the
Her,
throat.
right in the
Yeah.
throat. It's like the meme.
If anybody's a tennis, we like tennis here as well. We've been playing it quite a bit,
Yeah.
and we follow a lot.
I don't play it.
Yeah, is that what they
The
call it?
Djokovic
Djokovic
jugular.
jugular. That's what our fact checker just came up
It's
with.
actually
We're
the
coining
trachea,
it.
but
Right. It's the trachea, brachia.
close enough.
That's
It
trachea
it
brachia.
rhymes better. That was a good rhyme. I like that.
I like the jugular.
Right. Djokovic jugular.
Djokovic.
It was-
In theaters.
there were some funny memes. I
Yeah.
mean, not funny, but funny. The way he was walking it off. Did you see that one? Like,
No.
he just the way he walks over it, like everything's fine, and she's like gasping for air.
Yeah.
Right.
So they showed people like flipping backwards off of trampolines, and Djokovic is walking over. It's like fine. Yeah. People like
They are making
wiping out horrible. Yeah, and it's just him, the
gosh.
green screen, and he's just walking over. He's like, it's fine. It's fine.
That. That's horrible, but hilarious.
Everything's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You'll have to share it on Instagram or something.
Instagram.
Oh man, but that's funny. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. We've been going on this episode for about 1.5 hours.
1.5
1.5.
about an hour
Is
and a
that
half.
1 point.
We've made
And
some
we're,
progress
uh,
though.
An hour and 50
We are
minutes or an hour and 30?
Almost to 300 instruction
Almost,
number
yes.
300.
Yeah.
And there are
10,000.
There are
1,400, I think.
1,370 something.
so we only have
76.
1,000 more to go.
Only.
So we're almost a quarter of the way to by the instruction number.
This episode brought to you by crippling depression.
But there's
Delayed
400
gratification.
There's only 400 and some pages, right, Nick? I think.
Yeah.
So we're
We're
on
on
page
page 162.
So if we do the math, that's more than a third.
Yeah.
That's almost
That's about a third.
a fourth.
Well, you can tell by the thickness of the pages. What did we say? 464, something like that. Nick?
Yeah, something like that.
And we're on 163.
Felt like
So we're about 30.
some
Right now, we're about 35%. That's what I think I put in the
35%.
title of the-
35%.
Yeah, I think you put 33.
I did. I didn't change it. I didn't change it. Oh. Yeah, I meant to change it. Yeah, you're
Why
right.
is
So
this-
that's true. We didn't get far apparently.
We did not make it very far.
Yeah, but
We didn't have Rando Mando.
Rando Mando. Yeah,
Oh.
Don't worry, Rando Mando will be back. He would be back.
yeah,
He'll
I
be
think so.
back.
So we're
Oh, that's why.
we're in episode 6 now. So this is Return of the Jedi.
This is Return of the Jedi. Oh no, but the worst is yet to come.
Oh,
We're almost to the Disney era.
We're almost to the Disney
last
trilogy.
good one. We will not.
We will not succumb to this.
Well, we just won't air those parts. So
Right.
we'll come
Oh
and
my
we'll put it together. And
This
then we'll
whole,
be
I mean,
like,
this
"Oh,
whole
part 10 now.
this whole episode really has been kind of talking about the Disney trilogy and what's
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
because news has dropped.
When
Never.
anytime you do a podcast or you have to talk for a long amount of time, you're gonna
You
say
always-
something stupid. You're gonna do something stupid.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
100%.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Well, they said. Did you guys see on a positive note the Mandalorian pictures that dropped?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Why didn't we talk? We should have been talking about this.
Well, we're talking about
Mando.
it.
let's talk about
about
it. Let's talk about it. I want to talk
There
about
wasn't
it. You wanna talk
anything
about
like groundbreaking. For all you know, when you look at the pictures, it's like Entertainment Weekly. The only thing that I was excited about was they say a lot of times when they drop a poster, usually the next day
They'll
there's
drop
a trailer.
The trailer, yeah.
So a
I
lot of
know.
the online people were like, there's the pictures. Here comes the trailer. Nope.
There. What's the other phrase I'm trying to think of now? Something follows. I can't remember now. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so no
brain
trailer yet.
farts.
So everybody's like, hey, it's only 2 months
Oh
away.
no. It's like when you're feeding a baby. Open up your mouth. Open up the tunnel. Here comes the train.
Yeah, that's Here comes the Mando train.
Here comes the
my
Mando
gosh.
trailer. Oh wow, sorry.
But we're not there yet. So, but those were some cool images. However, I looked at them. I'm like, those look like they could be from season 1. I don't believe them.
I don't believe
There
you.
wasn't anything in there that was except there's a cool shot of Mando sitting on a land speeder. Or no, what are the super
Land
speeders that
speeder.
he drove in episode 6? I think it was of the season 1.
Speed bike?
Speed bike, yeah. He's sitting right on one. Him with the child. You see Moff Gideon in one. You see
Yeah.
Cara Dune with
Nice.
oh shoot, the head of the guild, the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Yeah. Grief Karga.
Grief Karga.
Grief.
Yeah. So all the best people, minus the poor droid that.
Oh man, I know. I in some ways
Right.
I was like, it'd be great, but we know it's not. That was kind of the. You kind of had to have it though in a lot of ways. You didn't have to, but it kind of cemented in the seriousness of it, the tone. It got the tone right, and it was a redemptive thing. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Who knows? Maybe they'll still bring him back. They could in season 3. He's gonna be the big thing in season 3. I did hear some news that the Mandalorian's gonna start going more Game of Thrones like.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
going to focus.
that
That
was
was
fun.
the thing I was reading about.
Yeah. Tell
Like
me. Yeah, you said you were
halfway-
gonna bring it up later.
Halfway through, I heard halfway through the season, they're just like not going to show the Mando at all. They're just going to follow
Oh.
completely different characters.
Wow.
And I was like,
Wow.
I
Depends
hope that's
on how
not
they
really
do it.
true.
It depends on
But
how they
yeah,
do it.
also depends on how they do it.
Do.
Yeah. And Alisand asked a question to go along with this topic. Do you guys have any theories, predictions for the second season of Mando?
Baby dies.
Oh, that's
Wow.
a bad word,
Yeah.
Nick.
That's a bad word.
Get out.
Get out.
Smash!
No, no, Luca, no! Move your litter box to the street.
No,
No.
Predictions. Well, that's an interesting theory, though.
Yeah.
Or that's
I
actually
don't-
straight from Favreau's mouth.
no,
isn't it?
they're not going to do that.
I think they are.
They're doing it.
They're gonna do it.
They're not going to kill
Favreau-
Baby Yoda.
They're not gonna focus on the Mandalorian. That's what I'm saying. No,
He's not gonna
obviously they're
focus-
not
no,
gonna
they're
kill
not
Baby
gonna
well,
Yoda.
that's what
No.
you're saying. I was
No,
like,
with a killing the child.
Oh yeah,
was
they're
like-
gonna kill him.
I was like,
He's dying.
we're not
He's
talking
dying
about
in this series.
How many of us thought?
Look, this is the finished room.
Oh, look at
You're
that!
finished
Look at that.
Look at that!
It's telling
room.
me to connect it already. I don't know why.
I don't know either, but
Huh.
that's pretty legit.
Cargo hold. Yeah, I think my predictions are. I have no idea. no, I think they're gonna have to start expanding things. Season 1 was really focused in a lot of ways. I'm gonna let them finish doing this because
It's actually Nick doing
Yeah,
it. I'm
Nick
just
doing it.
watching.
Dan's
I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
Dan's managing.
No, you're not doing good now.
You're not doing good now.
Okay, that looks good.
That
no,
looks good.
that's bad.
Our riveting commentary of
Riveting.
putting Legos together. Speaking of riveting, Nick says as he dad grunts. I don't know if you guys can even hear the sound. Oh.
There we go. There's one. There's two. There's a commie in my shoe.
That was satisfying. You hear those Legos click together. Good
You
job,
heard 'em.
Nick. Wow.
Yeah, wow,
heard
that
it
was
here.
the easiest part.
No,
There you go,
man.
Lego.
Wow. Calling out
kidding.
Lego now.
If you want to sponsor
Play
us, that'd
good.
be cool. Just send us free Lego sets.
Yes.
We'll build 'em.
We'll build them.
We'll build them for you.
If you want suckers for
We'll
building
build 'em
Legos. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, what I was saying, though, was
Predictions,
Okay, you're
theories?
done talking.
predictions for season 2 of The Mandalorian. I think they're going to have to start expanding. They really are going to have to start expanding things to keep the show interesting and moving along. I don't think they can keep doing the serialized. I mean, they
I
will.
want cereal.
But I mean, I like cereal.
I hope they come with
I
a
love
Mando cereal.
That would be awesome.
They actually do.
Mandos.
Yeah, it's the
Oh my
it's the
goodness.
child cereal.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
seen it?
No,
It's in
but we're
Walmart.
gonna buy some now.
We're gonna-
Yeah, we
Next
are.
week.
We're gonna
Next
eat
week.
it. We're gonna taste test
Next
it.
week.
We're gonna tell you how we feel.
We're going to put it together and make a baby Yoda out of it. Oh, speaking of which, we need to do. We still need to finish up that video. So good.
Which one?
The moisture farm.
No. The one
that
that we
one too.
filmed. We just need to release it. The funny-
Which one? We've done so many.
No, there's only like one that we've done.
Oh, the other one that we've done
filmed
with
and haven't
Baby
released.
Yoda.
Yeah,
Babs Yoder.
it wasn't just Baby Yoda. It was, but there, remember we were making something and doing art.
I don't.
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
I remember.
Got
I
it.
remember.
Come on, you
Oh, I
guys.
remember.
Why don't you
You're
just
killing
say
me,
it next
Smalls.
time?
You're killing me, Smalls. No, but my predictions are I think they're going to have to start expanding the universe and going in. They're going to have to bring in a lot more. They can't keep it as narrowly focused as they did for episode 1 or season 1, just following along. Because there was even
Yeah.
points in the series where like, this is still really good, but
I want
more. You know, we do want more. We want more to the story. We want more. There's so much. This is a huge galaxy. I think they're going to have to add in quite a bit more, but still keep the same feeling
Yeah.
of it. And I think by people talking about it becoming more of like Game of Thrones, I think they're going to start. I wonder if they're actually going to go to Mandalore or they're going to really explore the Mandalorians as a
Alright.
whole. You
So
know,
that's a good prediction.
I think that would be really cool and really interesting
Yeah,
because you could do.
it would. There'd be a lot to go off. Of.
Yeah, because you could go into the different clans, the different houses, and that falls right into Game of Thrones.
Whose
you
house
know?
is this? I don't know.
Pre-Vizsla's. But then obviously they brought in the Darksaber, which has a huge past
Yep.
with the Mandalorians, because that was the first
Well, yeah, and you gotta wonder
Jedi
like,
Mandalorian.
how he got it.
I know, and
I think they're probably
going
gonna delve into that.
And Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are not the people that are going to introduce something like that and not explain it.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Or
See,
we don't
they have
we don't
plans.
we don't have the same people running this series as we had for the Disney trilogy.
True.
So I don't know. I wonder if they did talk about they were going to say I think Ahsoka's coming into this series.
I think
I
so.
do think Ahsoka's coming back, and I think
It hasn't been confirmed, but that's one of my predictions.
they
Ahsoka?
might go into they might bring back what's his name?
Yeah, that guy.
from Rebels. I think they're going to tie more stuff into Rebels, and they might bring in Thrawn. If they bring in Thrawn,
Game on.
game
Game
on.
on with Thrawn.
Game Thrawn.
And if they start doing like the actual Thrawn trilogy and introduce like World Between Worlds and
Luke.
and this is how they start to
Leia.
make things right is through the Mandalorian and how they're going to set up the new how they were talking
Yeah.
about resetting Star Wars
Yeah, they do.
and going
it
in a
through
different
Mando.
direction.
Yeah.
What if they did it through Mandalorian and then they brought Thrawn in? They got Luke, Leia, Han again, younger version.
I'm good with that.
Well, and then
and they do the
could.
Thrawn trilogy, but then
I'm good with that.
then weave
Yeah.
in
Sounds great.
what's his name from Rebels? Oh my goodness, it's going to be a good
it's going
one.
to be
It would be.
insane. Hold on one second. Let
They
me-
have a lot to do with Cara Dune and all those characters as well, but they could also go into like the Bounty Hunters Guild and all the workings there, which would be really fascinating as well.
Yeah.
The species, the Yoda species, what is he? What planet? Where are they from? What's going on there? Their name.
Who am I?
There are so many questions, and I think they're not all going to be answered in season 2, but we're at least going to be getting hints, and we might get some answers in season 2 with a lot of new characters, I think. But obviously, from the pictures, we still have a lot of the old characters, and I think they might go back to Tatooine. Do you guys think they're going to go back to Tatooine quite a bit?
I mean, maybe.
I think they're.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't think episode 5 was like a throwaway. I don't think it was a throwaway episode. I think they were setting that up for a reason.
Right.
And now that I think about it more and more,
Mm-hmm.
that the character with the boots
Yes.
in episode 5,
Yeah.
I think that actually might be
Boba
Cobb Vanth,
Oh, Cobb
who
Vanth,
is
yeah.
in
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Boba Fett armor. So in a
Yeah.
way, it is going to be Boba Fett that showed up there in a lot of ways, I think.
That's gonna be sweet.
I know, man.
Yeah, and like
It's going to be a good one.
I said,
That's what our fact checker heard.
if they don't focus on, the Mandalorian characters, the already established
Yeah.
characters, I just hope they do it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
And yeah,
reiterating.
because there was parts in season 1 where they didn't really focus on the Mandalorian.
Right.
And
yeah.
it was fine. But the problem was once they didn't focus on the Mandalorian, it got a little slow or
really
it just wasn't
really slow.
as entertaining. You didn't have the presence of the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. And the juxtaposition of those two was what was so
Yeah.
funny in a lot of ways and what
Exactly.
made it intriguing. They were like the dynamic duo of the show. But then
Indeed.
also when they brought in Cara Dune and the other characters, it did add a lot. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I'm putting on here right now is like the bottom sides. This is gonna be great. I'll show you
gonna
guys
be
when
good.
I'm done.
It's gonna be a good one, guys.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but those are our predictions. Thanks for the comment, Alisand. We do appreciate that. Yeah, I heard that. I never watched Game of Thrones, honestly.
Oh no.
Give him the chair. I never watched
Gotta
Game
get
of Thrones,
behind me.
honestly, but I've heard a lot of good things up until the last season. So let's just hope it doesn't end the same way.
Yep, they rushed the last season, and it was a complete and utter mess. It was hot garbage. Just like me.
Garbagio. Crippling depression.
Donk.
Did the garbage smell good, like McDonald's?
No, it's just interesting.
Just interesting.
There cannot be dirty garbage.
You're dirty.
Who's this
guy.
chair for, Dan?
Well-
that's what we are. We're smell good, dirty garbage.
We're smell good, dirty garbage. We're scratch and sniff, dirty garbage.
Palatable.
Yeah, we had a special guest return from a special mission.
Well, he just got back from mission.
yeah, we
Yeah,
can't really
mission.
say too much about it, but yeah, I
It's a
agree.
bounty.
Did you see the last
The
comment
bounty.
that came in?
It's the bounty.
It's perfectly apt. Game
What?
of Thrones.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't see that.
that's a good one.
That is perfect.
Alice
yes.
jumped in with Game of Thrones. That's pretty good.
Well,
That's a good
Actu-
reference. Just like what?
that makes my mind go even more because of a book that I was talking about it last week,
Yeah,
Drawn
right.
Ascendancy, and I've been listening to more and more.
Read and listening.
Read, listen.
Well, hang on, just a
What
second.
are you
Actually,
doing?
I'll
Read
find
and
it.
listen.
Find
You-
it.
yeah,
Switch to the
you-
other camera and just turn off the other one if you want to do it that way. Just do that, and then they.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, wow. So we're
Yeah.
almost done. Yeah, we
We are almost done.
You could
Well,
probably
we
take it
got-
off until you get.
most of these little pieces are
Yeah, because we're on the other.
just absolutely gone. I mean,
Yeah.
Nick ran
Well, I
through
mean,
the
I think
whole
this is the-
3 bags.
2 bag, 1 bag, 4 bags.
Oh, 4 bags.
Well, number 4 bags.
Number 4, 4 bags.
You're a 4 bag.
You're a 4-bag.
4. So yeah, all of a sudden our
He just does that stuff.
It just happens sometimes.
hate
He's
it.
Just
crazy.
magical like that. The Rando Mando and his magical abilities to appear and disappear.
Unbelievable. Through the Mando Batcave entrance.
The
Unbelievable.
Mando Batcave.
So, Mando, what do you think about Daisy Ridley's comments? Did they make sense, or were they absolutely embarrassing? Maybe I'm trying to think of how you can say yes or no here.
Yeah. Yes. Phrase it in a
Did
yes
you
or no
like
question.
her comments? What?
Were you surprised by Daisy Ridley's
Yeah.
comments?
Yeah, he was surprised by them. Yeah.
Second follow-up question. Do you know what Daisy Ridley said? No.
Okay, Mando missed the comments. He's been so busy with all of the things.
He's got a lot of missions to run.
Yeah,
he
he's
runs
been-
a lot of missions.
He's been mission running.
You know, he's got to make his credits somehow in this galaxy.
Yeah. Does he take?
And he's a Rando Mando commando, so he randomly gets jobs.
That is true.
He is also commanding other Mandos.
Does he take calamari flan for payment? That's what I need to know.
Do you
Mando.
take calamari?
calamari flan for payment?
I
Oh,
will
all
take
right. Yeah,
calamari
calamari
flan.
flan. So
But your favorite is Beskar, right?
yeah, right in the best car.
Right in the Beskar.
Right in the Beskar bars.
Oh man, not again.
Thank goodness for the best car bars.
All right, so yeah, that part's done.
Wow, there you go.
Wow.
Part 6
Oh,
of the
wow.
books.
Oh,
Yeah, but look at
teaser
the
for next week.
Look at the
Oh,
next
snap. This
part
is no
5.
joke.
Teaser for next week, baby.
Oh, look at
Wow.
that's what we're gonna be doing.
Holy
that whole
smokes.
thing?
Yeah,
It's going to have curvature.
5 plus that bag.
Look at the curves.
Look at the curves.
Wow.
Feel the bump in the gym.
Well, you can see where they're going to connect.
Feel the bump in the
The
gym.
bump.
They should have just made Daisy Ridley's
that's
character.
cool.
Yeah. Arnold.
Yes.
Somebody's got to go through.
I'm a Mary Sue.
I'm a man.
I'm so good at everything.
Baby Buggy
He's got
Bumpers.
2 double-bladed lightsabers.
Yeah, he's like,
Dude,
what are these wimpy tools?
What are you doing? And the radius
just
of the
punched
saber
through
is
your
like
head.
this thick. Oh my gosh.
weighs 400 pounds.
Yep. All right. So that last part I did
did.
Yes. Say your
was
words.
the side panels on the bottom.
Armor.
Overhead camera, please.
Overhead.
Overhead.
Camera. Zarhimoto jumped in
Yeah.
online.
Oh,
Look at that.
yes.
Look at
So
those,
is
those
that part.
side shields. That's pretty
Side
cool.
shields. And then
That
this
is
side
cool.
too.
Oh my goodness. This is
I love it when a
unbelievable.
Falcon comes together.
Never tell me the odds. Hey, that was actually pretty good for me.
I wouldn't.
If I
I
toot
wouldn't
my
quit
own
your
horn.
day job.
Perry the Platypus.
Mando.
sorry.
Zarhimoto said Mando.
Mando.
Yeah, man.
And P.S. I have loved listening to y'all while I work. Hey,
Yeah.
well,
Hey,
thanks for
me
taking us to
too.
work with you.
Somebody's got to work around here.
Somebody's got to do some
Somebody's
work
got
around
to pay
here.
the bills.
Pay the bills.
Yeah.
Mando's paying the bills.
No, that's a
why
good
he was
point.
not working.
Just, if you do,
Yeah.
if you miss our episodes, you can always listen to them again later. They're always up on YouTube and maybe other places eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And Facebook as well.
They might actually be a podcast.
You can watch our
someday.
live
probably will
streams
be a
over
podcast.
again, and we'd love to. You join
Yeah.
us later. Comment later too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please do. Yeah, if you're
Wow.
you got a comment on Facebook here,
Yeah.
Charlie said, "Looking good, fellas."
Well,
Thanks,
well, you
Charlie.
too,
Yeah.
Charles.
Looking
Most of
good.
all,
I can't see you, but I'm sure you're looking good.
I'm sure.
I'm
Use your
sure.
force powers.
yeah. Thanks for tuning in, checking it out. This
Yeah,
is
man. They're
I'm
broke.
sure you're a fan of Legos, as we
Yes.
all are. And,
We love Legos.
Legos is how long have Legos been around? I think we said 40s, 50s since it was seriously
it
branded.
was, I think it was actually the 20s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We looked it up.
yeah.
You're gonna have
did.
to go back to a previous episode.
I think
watch
it's probably
that whole
almost
episode to
100
find
years.
out
Before
what.
we were born,
All right. Way before our time.
but there's
Maybe
still
it's the 30s.
I don't
Something
know.
around
Random
there.
Mando might have been alive because he's from a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. Long
Technically,
time
we're in
ago.
that galaxy. if
we are in
recall.
that galaxy. but
Sometimes it's hard to keep our.
this
It's hard to keep up.
is pretty cool though,
It is
and
looking pretty.
Nick
epic.
found another one that's coming out. They're still innovating.
Yeah.
These Lego
Oh, yeah,
people.
I saw that.
So it's the cantina.
Ho, 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 ho.
The whole
Wow.
cantina. It's going to be big.
If we got,
And I was like, what? That's a
October.
perfect backdrop for this.
it really
thing.
is. And
It'd
then you
be
get the Razor
amazing.
Crest alongside it.
Yes.
All in the
Because you
same
can
place.
now. Yeah, because you can.
Honestly, I wonder if they're gonna come out with a Ultimate Collector's Edition of the Razor Crest.
Well, I mean, they already.
That'd be
the one
nice.
that's out is
Ooh.
pretty big, isn't it?
It's
It's not that big. I mean, the Razor Crest,
I think they could make a
comparatively to the Millennium Falcon, isn't as big, just
Right,
in general. But
yeah, I mean, it might work.
Unbelievable.
which
may
one
work.
would you rather have?
This
The
one.
Razor Crest or the Millennium Falcon?
Millennium Falcon.
If
Well,
you-
okay,
in
Legos
like,
or
no, in real like fly.
The Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon.
if you're in the universe. Too
That's
late.
the question of the day next time, and we're gonna answer it right now.
Right now.
And cut to commercial.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, thank you for tuning in on this fantastic episode, part number 6. It's actually episode number 35 of this podcast.
Podcast.
What
We're
season
on
is this?
35.
Season 2?
This is season 17.
17.
Season 2? Or are we going to do season 2
I
for
think we might
Mando?
actually. I think we may have jumped the gun on season 2. We might jump into season 2
think
after
season
season 2 of Mando.
yeah,
2.
that's what I'd
Yeah.
say is going to be our
So
season 2.
we might be at the end of the halfway of season. Maybe we'll be at episode 48 by the time Mando comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That comes
Would
out
you
in the end
hurry
of
up?
October.
Mando, you're
Whoa.
not finishing your new show.
You watch out. Mando's going to bring his blasters next time, Nick.
I hope
messing
they don't
around.
have blasters.
He's looking at you intensely.
Perfect. It's always
setup.
good to see a Mando on set.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
always.
Oh, wait.
Even our bumper or our photo at the beginning is
Yeah, it
is
is.
Yeah.
the three of us, and
It's
then
in the
there's
back.
You got
Mando-
that picture
Mando in
of the
background.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Oh,
man-
yeah,
the
there
Mando
it
there's
in the
is.
Mando.
background.
Always there.
I think we're all
Oh.
pointing.
Always
to Mando.
watching. Always.
Always.
Anyway,
In that
thanks for
movie.
joining, everybody. We were glad that you were here. And you can always comment, let us know, but we want you to also like this video, comment,
Subscribe.
subscribe. If you want to donate, we have an area where you can donate to our channel if you want to see more good content, or if you
Yes.
want us to build more Lego sets. It takes money to build the Falcon, let me tell you.
We got to keep credit. We got to keep Mando paid because he probably gets paid to be here,
we
right?
Have, we have to
Yeah, he
keep the
does.
calamari flan
we, have
flowing.
to, we actually have to pay royalties, guys.
Yeah.
this
Every second he's on is like $3 million.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
3
we're
million calamari flan.
we're in debt.
So practically
No,
nothing.
We told him we have Beskar that will pay him
Yeah.
in
Yes.
a year.
he's been expecting that. So please help
lot
us.
of Beskar.
Please help us. We're being held hostage.
Yeah,
We're trying to pay our ransom.
we're just trying to pay our ransom here.
Yeah.
That's why he keeps showing back up.
Just making
He's
sure
like,
We're on
Dude,
I
target.
can bring in warm.
Stay on
I
target.
can bring in cold.
this is probably Mando's actually Millennium Falcon. He's
Yeah.
gonna take it if we don't pay him. He's
Right.
gonna take it.
Leverage.
He's like, that's my payment. I'm gonna play with it. That's it.
I made this.
Good job.
Wow. Okay.
What a great note to end on.
Yeah.
Well,
that
we
was
do have
the
some pretty
best.
cool characters over here. Right?
Yeah.
Ready to jump in there.
We do.
Ship.
Also,
Mary
look,
Poppins.
they have reversible faces to where
That's creepy.
when the
Ooh.
Minox
Really?
attack. Yeah,
Dude,
They
wait.
got the-
Do it up there.
they got the
Show it up there.
they got the breathers.
Whoa, that is
That
cool.
is amazing.
Yeah, and then
Mine
look at
not
this.
faces.
I mean,
When they got to go out into.
if you really want to freak somebody out, you can do that. Oh, he's got no face.
I
So it actually has 3 modes: regular, no face,
And Minoc mode.
and Monarch mode.
Well, what's the problem,
Also-
partners?
Also, she has Minoc mode.
What?
She also has Minoc.
She's a
mode.
Minoc.
Wow. Well,
distant Star
Chewie
Wars.
does not have.
You're a
Minoc
Minoc.
mode. He only has
Yes, been it.
broken neck mode.
Oh no.
Oh, he's broken.
No, he's like C-3PO, and you put my head on
Right.
backwards.
I wish they had an attachment on the back
Now
of
you could put
Chewie, so you could put
3PO on as a
C-3PO on the
backpack.
back. That'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
unbelievable.
Sheep shoot.
All right, well,
Alrighty.
that's this week's episode.
That is this
We
week's.
got pretty far.
Yeah.
We have.
It's
I,
coming
I don't
together.
know if there's another section that goes
I think
here.
there is. I think there will be. And
I
we
hope
got to get to the
71.
cockpit.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're not to the cockpit yet.
We're
We're
not-
building the
yeah.
engines next week. I know that much.
You might get
Yep.
to that page. Well, you might get to page 180, 190 next week. Maybe 200 if we're lucky.
191.
Holy
Whoa.
smokes!
Well, don't give them too much.
Hey, don't look at this.
It's
Back away.
secret.
Back away.
Back away.
Oh,
My goodness, this is crazy.
It's gonna be great. They have no idea.
Oh
know.
man!
Alright.
Well, we are so thankful that you joined us.
Yes.
This evening, and we are happy. And if you like the channel, go watch every one of our other videos and
Yeah.
put like 50 comments on every single one.
And tell your friends.
Tell your friends to tune in. Thanks for
Tell your friends.
watching.
Yeah.
Just keep watching.
Keep watching because we're gonna keep
Always.
talking.
Because
Yeah.
we're going to keep watching you.
And we're gonna finish this thing. Nick will finish this thing.
Nick will
and we will video
and
it,
Rando
finishing
Commando.
it.
Yes.
He
And
needs to
Rando
get paid.
Commando. Yeah, we gotta pay Rando Commando. So
He's in it for the long haul.
music's rolling here in a minute. So we're gonna do our favorite outro. And if the trailer drops, we might do a
Yes.
trailer reaction
Oh,
next
yes,
week.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Or
yes.
maybe not. But hopefully there'll be a trailer next week.
Maybe.
And
Possibly. It's possible, pig.
Yep.
for Pro Tools.
I can't wait for that trailer. I've been waiting
I
on
know.
pins and needles.
Pins and needles.
I saw the Dune trailer. I don't want to bring that up now, but
Yeah,
we should
don't
talk
bring it
about
up
that
now.
next. We'll talk about that next week.
Next week.
It was a pretty good trailer.
Yeah.
But
Other one.
But yeah, I can't wait for that trailer. It's gonna be
Yep.
great. It's gonna be a good one.
It's
Yep,
gonna
yep,
be
yep,
fun.
yep.
I almost
yep,
wonder
yep.
if they're holding off because they don't want to give away too much.
Right.
Because I think the images, they're just showing all the previous characters. They're not showing any new characters or anything. And I think in season
No.
2, they're going to go into a lot of new stuff.
Oh,
That's part of the reason they're not showing it. They're really holding their cards
tons of
close to their chest like they did for season 1.
Yeah, they are. Well, thanks for listening tonight.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Podcast listeners, give
Visual
us a review on the
listeners.
podcast platform that you're listening on,
Yes.
and all the rest of you, thanks for watching.
Our audio viewers, is that what we call it?
Our visual
Our visual listeners.
listeners.
Visual listeners.
Visually.
Mando, did you have fun being here tonight? Yeah, Mando just shook his head
Yeah.
for all you listeners, so
All you listeners.
we all had fun. So here we go.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
Loosen up.
They came from behind.
No, Porkins! He tore his hair off.
No. I was trying to rip his head
Oh
off.
man,
Oh, we're just gonna break.
violence.
We're just gonna smash this thing. Let's just break it. Yeah, I know we're still going.
We're out.
Yeah, they can.
No more silence. Oh, is it stopped now?
Oh.
The the most embarrassing thing